Brother, Koikimedia, Alagba, kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀? Ebi ń pa wá o. Ebi ń pa wá o. Ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀yà ti bàjẹ́. Gbogbo olú ti di ó ti tọ́ upside down. Alagba, ọ̀rọ̀ adé ráìsì àníwọ̀n àbí jẹ ráìsì o. Ó yẹ 10 bí ó yẹ 20 kí bá ṣe káfíra 1 or 2 ká ló lè support yẹ. Àlọ́jà ṣe ìjọba tó bá ti jẹun tó máa ra aṣọ àwọn èèyàn ra aṣọ láti Monday àtà o. 200 naira ló wà account mi o. You bless me o. Battalion ló máa jáde èmi ò mọ zone mi o. Mo ní Kòròdú lásán. Battalion ni wa battalion. Àwọn oníjáde kẹ̀. Gbogbo ọgbọ́n tó ń dá àtòrò wọn orò mọ́kùnrin obìnrin lòró mú. Brother, Koikimedia, Alagba, kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀? Ebi ń pa wá o. Ebi ń pa wá o. Ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀yà ti bàjẹ́. Gbogbo olú ti di ó ti tọ́ upside down. Alagba, ọ̀rọ̀ adé ráìsì àníwọ̀n àbí jẹ ráìsì o. Ó yẹ 10 bí ó yẹ 20 kí bá ṣe káfíra 1 or 2 ká ló lè support yẹ. Àlọ́jà ṣe ìjọba tó bá. Battalion ló máa jáde èmi ò mọ zone mi o. Mo ní Kòròdú lásán. Battalion ni wa battalion. Àwọn oníjáde kẹ̀. Gbogbo ọgbọ́n tó ń dá àtòrò wọn orò mọ́kùnrin obìnrin lòró mú.
Share the program. No sentiment lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Nigeria. Yoruba must not attach any sentiment with the ongoing pro-Wahala in Nigeria. Time for us to unite. Yoruba nation, no going back, under the leadership of Professor Adebanji Akintoye. Woto. Àwọn ọmọ náà fi jáde. Woto. Enough is enough. Àsìkò tó tí Nàìjíríà máa pín. Kí lẹ sọ sókè mo gbọ́?
Wọ́n pa Abíọ́lá ẹgbẹ́ ká máa báwo yìí lọ. Nàìjíríà ti expire ní 2014. Ẹ jáwọ́ nínú ẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ ká pín kólókòlókò máa lọ. Káwa Yorùbá ká lọ bójú tó ọ̀rọ̀ ara wa. A ní ìgbòkè láti lò. A ní lo sẹ́fẹ̀ẹ́ bí lẹ́rọ̀ bí àṣàtálẹ̀ bí àwọn nǹkan tó ń gbìn yẹn nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Àti nígbà tí wọ́n kó wa lẹ́rú tó kú bẹ́ẹ̀lẹ̀ ní the second world war. Ẹ̀mọ̀kan tó mú ìdí ẹ̀sìn ni. Wọ́n yìnbọn sí Yorùbá kò rán. Wọ́n sọ wádà kò rán. Wọ́n gbé lọ́dẹ kò rán. Wọ́n yìnbọn tó mọ́ ọ̀pẹ̀ jáde. Nígbà tí wọ́n lẹ́yìn kí wọ́n máa lọ bí táwọn náà ẹ̀sìn ọgbẹ́ wọn lè ọ̀dọ́ ìyẹn ní Christianity. Ẹ wo wèrè wájà ẹ wo wèrè nígbà tó wá yá wọ́n tó wá kóògùn jáde àwọn Abẹ́òkúta àwọn olóńgbé àwọn British lọ wọ́n gbóògùn lórí iṣẹ́ wọ́n gbóògùn sínú bàtà wọ́n gbóògùn sínú oúnjẹ wọn wọ́n náà gbé báwọn wọ́n gbóògùn sínú Abẹ́òkúta ó padà délé òkùnkùn yìí ẹ wo wèrè wọ́n pa Abíọ́lá wọ́n gbé ìjọba fún sọ́nẹ́kàn ṣé sọ́nẹ́kàn fi ṣe wèrè. Wọ́n pa Abíọ́lá wọ́n ní kájọ́ bàbá tó kọ́ fún àtọ̀ túbọ̀ ọjọ́ mẹ́jọ tí ó bá jẹ́ kí n tẹ̀wọ̀n àlè tó kó gbà. Nítorí ajé wèrè.
Yoruba Nation no going back. Share the program. It is a Saturday, sunny day, London, Koikimedia, 27th day of the month of July. Few more days before the pro-Wahala Pro Max in Nigeria, the Yoruba people must not put sentiment to all that is about to play out.
Brother, Koikimedia, Alagba, kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀? Wow, ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀yà ti bàjẹ́. Gbogbo olú ti ó ti tọ́ upside down. Alagba, ọ̀rọ̀ adé ráìsì àníwọ̀n àbí jẹ ráìsì o. Ra 1 or 2 ká ló lè support yẹ. Àlọ́jà ṣe ìjọba tó bá ti jẹun tó máa ra aṣọ láti Monday àtàwọn tó ẹ̀yìn àlọ́ àkáǹtì mi o, you bless me o. Battalion ló máa jáde, èmi ò mọ zone mi o, mo ní Kòròdú lásán. Battalion ni wa battalion, àwọn oníjáde kẹ̀, gbogbo ọgbọ́n tó ń dá àtòrò wọn àtòrò orò mọ́kùnrin obìnrin lòrò mú.
Share the program and let's go into it slowly and slowly.
Protest. Too much stubbornness, too much for this country. But before you win, you go suffer. The stubbornness is too much. Please, make them find solution for this thing. It's too much. Gary 2,000 naira. Since when my father bought me, I did not buy 1,000 naira piece of Gary. They're selling it to people say it's right. The Rika one rice up to 1,200 naira. For what? It's too much.
Lori Koikimedia, we are streaming on 2 Koikimedia. I didn't realize that, so we're gonna end the one here, and then we will start the Koikimedia to do it from there. Babatunde Adebowale, Adeyemo Ademola, Elo Darapo, Lori, the other platform. I didn't realize that this is Koikimedia. We can't have 2 running simultaneously, so one is gonna shut down. The program is not yet ended. Elo Darapo, Mowani, other platforms. Koikimedia, bringing the world closer to your doorstep. Share the program. Lọ́nísìn àwọn ọ̀tá wọ́n ti sọ pé lóyíká olóyè Ìgbòho Yorùbá nation kò ṣe Yorùbá nation náà ó yẹ bá ń connect mi pẹ̀lú olóyè Ìgbòho olóyè kí ló ti kú ìgbé là ń lọ nísìn àwọn ọ̀tá wọ́n ti sọ pé lóyíká olóyè Ìgbòho but Ọlọ́run ọba Elédùmarè tó láyé tó lọ́run tó lóyè gbà fún pé Ọlọ́run ló lẹ̀mí òun ẹ̀ ní rí mú gbogbo ọ̀nà tó bá máa lò pátá ká máa fi rìnrìn àjò yìí kò sẹ́nì kankan tó máa mọ̀ òun àtọba Elédùmarè tó dá ló máa dàrẹ́tẹ̀ àti bàbá Akíntóyè tó o bá lè tẹ̀lé wọn lẹ́yìn àti Ọ̀túnba Démọ́lá go and start your own movement kò sẹ́ni tó dì yín mú. Detailed planning 1 year before the invasion àwọn military officer wọ́n submit fáwọn committee àwọn committee wa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń wò detail ìyẹn ló ṣe wà successful ìyẹn ni Joe Biden lè fi travel lẹ́ni tó bá jẹ́ kó wà successful táwọn ọ̀gá lẹ́fi kó sí wọn láàrin bẹ́ẹ̀ nǹkan ṣe fẹ́ wá kó wa sí láàrin níbo lẹ bá ṣẹ́ dé níbo ló kù sí because some of you are not ready majority are ready but àwọn kan sniffer dog ni wọ́n mo lọ sọ̀rọ̀ dé mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin akọni mo kí ẹ̀yin iron lady mo fi tiyín sọ̀rọ̀ lórí program ẹ bá mi kọ́ síbẹ̀ àkẹ́ bá ń sọ fún wọn pé kọ́ dúró dáadáa we need those women àwọn kan ní obìnrin dáadáa tó dúró fún lóyè tó ń pè ní iron lady group kọ́ dúró dáadáa iṣẹ́ ń bọ̀ gbogbo àjọ máa ṣe òkú díẹ̀ ìbọn ró ẹlẹ́dàá dọ̀yọ̀ ariwo àlọ́ àpọ̀ lórí àárín Yorùbá ìdọ̀sán yìí no retreat no surrender a máa délẹ̀ lérí lágbára Jésù Kristi. Let's move swiftly because of the time. Program you got to do. Share the program, please. Share the program.
Dialogue now. I repeat it again. I'm not an Igbo man, but I'm telling you what I'm shown in the spirit. What? I'm seeing great people, important people in this nation coming together and saying, now, okay, we want to sit on the table. Let us talk. But the people you want to talk with are saying it's too late.
It's too late.
Please, dialogue now.
Okay.
The days ahead are evil. Dialogue now. This is not a cry of a baby. It's a cry of an adult. I repeat it again. Dialogue now. The Bible said, blessed are the peacemaker, for they shall be called the children of God. Please, every authority, there come a time when a revolution is about to take place. The power of gun, bombs, and bullets cannot hold an ideology. Please, dialogue now. This is not the time of, I have bullets, I have gun, I have bomb. This has nothing to do with bullet and bomb. If you know what I'm seeing in the realm of the spirit, everyone in federal authority should take the Biafra agitation serious. If you are once a form.
ẹ má pè mí nísìn mo wà lórí live show báyìí ẹ má pè mí again mo sorry gan ẹ má pè mí nísìn àwọn lórí program lọ́wọ́.
Sit down around the table and listen to your children. Dialogue now.
Okay.
This is not the time to arrest anybody. It's the time to hear the cry of the people. Dialogue now.
Okay.
Because he's going to be the last resultant solution at the end. Okay. But when you are asking, when the king comes down from his throne and he's saying, I'm ready to talk, and everybody is throwing stone at you, then you will know that it is important to dialogue with honor and prestige and go out and there is peace in the land.
As we say on this platform, it is Yoruba nation, but we will never put sentiment into the current situation of Nigeria.
As you say, Olu iti suwa, eku okebi ekuma, eye okebi eyema, gàrí la musa èmi àtàwọn àbí mi a lè jẹ ráìsì mọ́. Ẹ̀wà náà ti wọ́n. Gàrí nǹkan ti 1-2. Ó ti sú mi orílẹ̀-èdè ti sú mi báyìí kọ́ ni wọ́n bá tẹ́lẹ̀ gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n ní ọlá yìí ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀pẹ ni wọ́n ká o. Ẹ̀kọ́ Awólọ́wọ̀ wọn ká àlè rán mọ́ sùkúù mọ́ ayé yín ò dáa. Ó ti sú wa o. Wọ́n bá wá nǹkan sí àti pólítì. Ẹ rí pé orí mi gan ti pa. Ó ti sú wa o. Ó ti sú wa o. Orílẹ̀-èdè wọn bá wá nǹkan ṣe sí o. Ráìsì ti gàrí ti 1-2. Mo tún gbọ́ pé ráìsì ti di 80,000 àpò. Wọ́n bá wá nǹkan ṣe sí. Tá a bá tún abẹ́rẹ́ epo báyìí epo 580. Sorry, 680, 700 là ń rà. Kí ló dé kí la ṣe? Àwa akórópè gbogbo ẹ̀pọ̀n ní ọmọ gbóná lálẹ́ tá a mọ̀ kọ́ mi wẹ́ẹ̀tì ẹ̀ pẹ́pẹ́ kan ọmọ lànà. Àní rí kankan. Epo náà ní ń pa lọ. Owó skul bíìsì àmọ́ mi wò rí san báyìí. Ayé ni ó dá o.
Ẹ bá a pín ètò àti ìwọ̀nú ètò a ṣì ń prep lọ́wọ́ ni. Kí ni mo sọ? Mo ní a ṣì ń prep lọ́wọ́ ni. Gbóhùn sókè. Ẹ dẹ̀ máa fún mi ní 5 minutes. Mo ní láti lọ ṣe nǹkan kan nísàlẹ̀. But I'll keep you busy.
Let them die.
People are
It's their fault.
It's their fault.
Yeah, I'm supporting Tinubu 100%.
100%. Making it
100% to deal with Nigerians.
deal with Nigerians.
People like you.
People like
So
you.
that when next election.
So when there will never be
I'll
another
announce
election, you will
whether
listen to
when people
Koikimedia.
bring money, you will vote for them. Or you will do your conscience.
You do your conscience. Ẹni tó bá mọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe lè bá pín ètò yìí, ẹ pín dáadáa. Ẹ jẹ́ ká tún ju eléyìí. Wọ́n ṣe send eléyìí sí mi ní o. Ó ń fresh lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́. Ara ń kan Gaza. Ta ló ń sọ pé káwọn yẹn má jáde? Ẹ̀gbọ́n ló ń sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ẹ̀gbọ́n tẹ́lẹ̀ yìí sọ sí mi.
Brother, Koikimedia, wàá gbà, kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀? Ebi ń pa wá o. Ebi
ń pa Gaza.
Ebi ń pa wá o.
Okay.
Ẹ̀yà ti bàjẹ́.
Kí ni mo gbọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀? Ní sùúrù kí lálàgbà yín sọ? Alàgbà ní Nàìjíríà ti ṣe kí ni? Ẹja rewind ẹ̀. Mo ní láti lọ sálẹ̀. Ó ní pressing kìíní kan tí mo ní láti lọ sort out. But I keep you engaged. Ẹ má bínú sí wa. Gbóhùn sókè lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí.
Brother, Koikimedia, wàá gbà, kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀? Ebi ń pa wá o.
Ebi ń pa wá o.
Ebi ń pa wá o.
Ebi ń pa wá o. Nàìjíríà ti bàjẹ́. Ó ti bàjẹ́ gan.
Gbogbo olú ti di
upside down.
Bàbá àgbà.
Ọmọ.
Àní ráìsì àní wọ̀n àbí jẹ́ ráìsì.
Wọ́n ní àwọn ilé ní ráìsì ilé wọ̀ ní nǹkan tó máa fi jẹ́.
Ó yẹ 10k, ó yẹ 20k.
Wọ́n ní tó bá jẹ́ 10k 20 kí tẹ̀sáré sẹ́mi sáwọn. Báwo lè fi ra one or two ní kọ́ fi support ẹ̀.
Àlọ́jà ṣe ìjọba tó bá ti jẹun ló máa ń ra aṣọ.
Ìwọ fẹ́ lọ ṣe business ní Nàìjíríà.
Láti Monday àtà o.
Láti Monday wọ̀ ọ̀tà.
200 naira lọ́la account mi o.
With evidence mo lè show yẹn fún yín. Account balance 220.51 naira. 220 naira. Àwọn kan dẹ̀ gbé start amount. Ẹ wá ní káwọn yẹn máa jáde. Ẹgbẹ́ yẹn sílẹ̀. kí ló sọ níbi ìbàdàn kan sí ká tó máa lọ.
battalion ló máa jáde.
wọ́n ní battalion ló fẹ́ jáde ẹ̀ná àwọn ọmọ Ìgbò nìkan ló fẹ́ jáde àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá ń sọ fún mi pé àwọn máa jáde ara ń kan Gaza gidi àwọn máa jáde everybody dey hungry gbóhùn sókè.
Zo mi o.
Ó yá mo gbọ́ ẹja ìwọ̀n ilẹ̀ kí ló sọ.
Battalion ló máa jáde. Èmi ò mọ zo mi o. Mo ní Kòròdú lásán. Battalion ni wa battalion. Àwọn ní jáde kẹ̀. Gbogbo ọgbọ́n tó ń dá. Àtòrò wọn àtòrò orò mọ́kùnrin obìnrin lóró mú.
Ara ń kan Gaza. Ẹ jẹ́ n play intro tèmi. Mo ń bọ̀ mo ti dé. Kí ni ikọ̀ mi sọ nígbà yìí náà ká tún kọ́kọ́ play lé.
Yoruba development is the impediment to Yoruba development. Without Nigeria, we won't be where we are. 1960, we were far ahead of South Korea and North Korea. We were far ahead of China even. We had television before France.
Okay.
We had radio before South Africa.
Kí ló wá ṣẹlẹ̀?
Now look at where we are today.
Ẹ wo bí táwa lé ní.
I think it's a shame that even any Yoruba man can be talking about restructuring at this point in time. What are we restructuring? This country that is already shot to pieces?
It is shot to pieces.
I don't think that's what we want.
It is shot to pieces.
But they are always talking about giving Nigeria a chance. The patience of Yoruba with Nigeria has come to an end.
It's come to an end. Ẹ wo the next one tó fẹ́ jáde. Mo ń bọ̀ mo ti dé. Ẹ ní sùúrù. Ẹ máa gbọ́ lè lọ mọ̀ ń bọ̀.
Ẹ lè bá ìdá mi o.
Kí ló ṣe é?
Ẹ lè sá o.
Ẹ lẹ́wọ̀ ká fún
mi. Mo mọ̀ pé ẹ mọ̀ mí.
Rárá sá.
Èmi náà sì mọ̀ yín. Èmi táwọn ẹ̀wọ̀n èsè pásítọ̀ o. Wọ́n sì sáàfà. Àmọ́ mo lẹ́bùn ràn.
Ẹ máa ríran.
Màmá ríran. Mo ṣe ń bọ̀ látọ̀ ọ̀kan tí mò ń wò yín. Làmú mi rí i pé
pé kí ni ọmọ ebi ló ń parí. Jẹjẹjẹjẹjẹjẹ pa.
Wípé ìyá kan ní ṣe lágbo lé yín nu.
Ìrọ̀lẹ́ náà wà ní ìlú ìyá. Ṣé lágbọ́ ẹ̀yọ́ àti ẹ̀tọ́ yìí tó bojú lójú? Ọ̀dọ́ náà ni nǹkan ti sọ̀gá jọ́ òṣèlú ara mi.
Lọ́gà tẹ̀ wá.
Gbogbo ọ̀la ti ń yẹ lónìí.
Ìlú ìlẹ́jú kéèyàn mẹ́rin náà lọ. Wọ́n lè yàn ṣe ní ìnáwó gbẹ̀bí ọ̀dàjà fọ́ mẹ́pẹ́. Àwọn kan báyìí kà pé ẹ̀kan mú iye díẹ̀.
Ó bá gbọ́dọ̀ sáàmù ìṣòṣe ẹ̀mí kò ẹgbẹ́ ìjọba wa gbé.
Olúwa ni olùṣọ́ àgùntàn.
Gbogbo ọ̀gbìn ọlọ́run ẹgbẹ́ ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ká wa dùn.
Ara ń kan Gaza. Ara ń kan Gaza burúkú. Ẹ má bínú. Ẹ máa gbọ́ tírò mi lọ́nà. Àìtí lè play anthem. Àìtí lè play anthem. Ẹ jẹ́ ń fún yín ní ti bàbá wa yìí. Ẹ máa gbọ́ èlé lọ́nà mò ń bọ̀.
President Tinubu needs to put his best foot forward
Kó má put it forward, the problem tẹ̀
If he does that, in 4 years, he can turn things around. But there are certain critical things he would need to do. The first thing is to say, what's the Constitution? If, for instance, me and my wife Lillian don't agree in our marriage of 45 years, then we can't do anything. So the first thing that President Tinubu would need to do is to ensure that Nigerians all agree to be one country. You recall that Bola Ige asked those two questions. Do we want to be one? It's not by force. If we want to be one, how? We haven't answered those questions, President Akpabio. You want to see of the Constitution, because with that fact that the Constitution bequeathed by the military in 1999 is unsatisfactory. You can't build anything of a weak foundation. The economic development policy of President Tinubu, the political development policy of President Tinubu, and everything else he wants to do rests on a very solid foundation. So let him immediately resolve that. How can we spend 23 years looking for building a house? Does that make sense to anybody? So that we need to resolve this issue. Do we want to be one? And mark you, the flip side of the question is that we mustn't be one, because Yugoslavia, which was 6 countries under Marshal Tito, when he died, decided to break apart. And today, a lot of them are very Macedonia, Croatia, Slovenia, Slovakia. They're all well. So there is no certainty about Nigeria being one country. None. I personally would wish for Nigeria to be one country, but we must agree. Problem. Because we have not agreed, and because the National Assembly has appropriated to itself the all-knowing wisdom of giving us a constitution, that is the weakness. So that's the starting point.
We're almost there. I need just another 5 minutes more.
Fringes, talking quite. We tend to think that the three mean the same. We tend to think the three are synonyms. A country is a territory. From contra terra, the land that lies ahead of you, a country is a territory. It is not necessarily a nation. A nation is an association of peoples, and I use that word in the plural deliberately because of diversity. A nation is an association of peoples who identify their shared values. And on the basis of their shared core values, they give themselves a constitution which will now establish institutions make up the state. What we have in Nigeria and in most African countries is a confusion where we think the nation is the state. The nation is reduced to the state. We have a country quite all right by the fact that we're within a territory, even if that territory is not secure, as we all know. But we don't have a nation. We have nations that make up the state. We collapse the nation into the state. If you look at our constitution, section 2 of the current constitution, and you don't find this in the 1963 constitution, it ascribes sovereignty not to the people but to the state. That is dangerous. That means the state has say, question. That means the state is more powerful than the citizen. That is a recipe for impunity. Because as we all know, the state is the head of state, or the governor, or whoever represents them. Whatever they say, we all have to comply, whether they're right or wrong. So we don't have a democracy in the true sense of the word.
Oh my God.
And until we have that, until we build a nation, we can't even talk of unfinished greatness. And I have to make a critique of the title of Governor Fayemi's book. It presupposes that there is a project that is unfinished. I'm saying we haven't even started the project.
Oh my God. We have not even started the project.
We need to stop deluding ourselves. Okay. What are our shared core values? Okay. What are the things that bring us together, apart from the super egos?
But there needs to be some confusion in Yoruba land. I see that maybe perhaps the generality of the people do not feel as passionate about self-determination. And secondly, there is all kinds of positions. Afenifere is talking about restructuring. You are talking about self-determination.
You don't know the future of the Yoruba society. Most of the young people, and they are the majority in Yoruba land, want their self-determination of their Yoruba nation. That's the truth of the matter. That's what is keeping the movement going. And they are also doing so in the diaspora. Yoruba young men and women all over the world want their own country, separate from Nigeria. You cannot deny that. No matter how much you want to pander to the government, you cannot deny that. But that's the truth.
But anyway.
The important thing, however, and I'm surprised that you are not talking about that, is that the Yoruba people who are fighting for self-determination are telling the world and telling themselves that they will do it only peacefully. We are Yoruba. We know our status in the world. We know our status in the black world. We do not want to destroy the peace of Nigeria, and we do not want to bring difficulty into the lives of any other group in Nigeria. But we want to get out of Nigeria. That's it.
Well, Prof, you are a strong member.
And you're not talking about that. You are asking me questions. You are asking me questions as if what Onitiri did has the support of the majority of Yoruba people who want self-determination. It is not true.
Well, Prof,
she has a small minority of a section that is ready to do illegalities. A year ago, they went and attacked a radio station in Ibadan, and so on. Now this year, they are attacking the entire government of Ibadan, and so on. No, but we have never sent anybody to go and do that, and we do not support it or encourage it. Prof. And we think it is criminal.
Prof.
And so if they get punished for their criminality, we have no objection to that.
Prof, you are a strong member.
You cannot, because of that generalized opposition to self-determination. You cannot.
Well, Prof, you are a strong member of the Unity Party of Nigeria, also a very strong member of Afenifere. Afenifere is talking about restructuring.
Okay. I'm put out the boss with the program, right?
Now talking about self-determination. What is the difference, in these two ideological positions?
Our fathers in Afenifere are doing the right thing. Talking about restructuring so that we can go back and live our own life the way we used to live it prosperously. They're doing the right thing. There is nothing wrong with that. But we, another group of people, larger in number than they, are now saying, no, self-determination is the answer, not restructuring. Why? Because when you restructure, you are still in Nigeria. The people who are coming and disrupting your life and destroying your farms and killing your women and raping your mothers and daughters and so on are still Nigerians. They still have a right to come to Nigeria. The only final solution to that is to separate so that you have a separate Yoruba country where we can make our own laws and so on, to which we admit only people we want to admit. So nobody can claim that they have a right to come to our land. They don't have such a. But as long as we are in Nigeria, no matter what restructuring is done, they still have the right to come to our land and do the things that we are doing. Nobody is talking about the fact that most Yoruba farmers have been driven from their farms. I am not hearing that. I'm hearing only about government. I'm not hearing about people. You are not talking about the fact that most Yoruba farmers have been driven from their farms and that the Yoruba nation is in danger of famine upon famine upon famine for years and years to come. You are not talking of the fact that the Fulani declared war on Nigeria on the 24th of January and 26th of January and said that Tinubu is not our president. We are going to Aso Rock. We will take over the seat of government there, and we will use this place to organize the conquest of the rest of Nigeria. You're not talking about that. You are not talking of people who said, no Fulani man must be arrested for the bomb in Ibadan. If you do, you will have bombs in every town in Yoruba, in Nigeria. Nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about the sheer insult of living in a country where some people are treating the government like that. You are talking about Onitiri and so on. Why do our...
Well, Prof, let me ask you this. Self-determination.
You are entitled to your opinion.
Mm-hmm.
You are entitled to your opinion, but what I'm saying is that your opinion rigorously avoids the truth. Rigorously.
Prof,
avoids the truth.
Nigeria, as Onigo Chiche told us in his research on ethnic nationalities in Nigeria, has over 300 ethnic nationalities.
So,
would you recommend self-determination to all the other ethnic nationalities?
Don't ask me, don't generalize question. Don't ask me a generalized question. They have the right.
Who want it? Don't ask me a general question.
Don't ask me a general question.
For self-determination for
Yoruba people.
The Yoruba nation.
Yes.
There are about 60 million people in Nigeria. And their territory is large enough to be a large country.
Ben.
So that's what I'm talking about. Any other nationality in Nigeria that wants self-determination,
let them
free to ask for it.
They're free.
I cannot come and ask for
self-determination. So now we're back in the full program. I have to deal with some few things at the background, and it's already sorted out now. So Babawa Osheni, you people should come home and let's finalize everything. Okay. We people. Our diaspora te bi opa. Our diaspora te bi opa ni we people. Come back home. Kawa finalize it. Nígbà táwa diaspora ń sọ fún yín, ṣé gbogbo yín dá wa lóhùn? Bí mọ̀ pé àwa diaspora a kígbe a sọ̀rọ̀ dá wa lóhùn náà. So èmi mọ anytime pass message yẹn sí o pé we people, you people should come home and let's finalize everything. Ẹ̀gbọ́n tí wọ́n ṣe send sí mi láti Nàìjíríà ní Lagos State. Kí lẹ sọ sà?
Brother, Koikimedia, àgbà, kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀?
Nǹkan kan ṣẹlẹ̀.
Ebi ń pa wá o.
Toxi, o mọ̀ pé mo wà live, o ti interrupt the program yẹn. It's unfair. Tàbá wà ní live program, kò ṣe time ẹlẹ́ẹ̀ kó máa pè látàjà. Màá recognize gbogbo yín. But calling when we are on a program is totally unfair. So, torí wọ nísìn mo ṣe disconnect Wi-Fi tí mo mọ̀ pé wà tún pè padà. Tàbá ti wà lórí program, ẹ jókòó kẹ́ gbọ́ program, Bánkẹ́ Alájà. Nígbà tí ebi bá pa gbogbo yàn, ẹ bọ́ sí títì ní next week. Má bọ́ sí títì o. Tó bá yẹ wà mọ́ tó fẹ́.
Brother, Koikimedia, àgbà, kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀? Ebi ń pa wá o.
Pẹ̀lẹ́ rìn.
Ebi ń pa wá o.
Comment mi ní bíbá.
Nàìjíríà ti bàjẹ́.
Nàìjíríà ti bàjẹ́.
Ó ti tọ́ upside down.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Bàbá àgbà. Àní rice àní wọ̀n àbí.
Àwọn ilé tẹ̀ ní rice wọ́n náà olómi ọbẹ̀.
Ó yẹ 10 ó yẹ 20 kí láà ṣe káfíra 1 or 2 ká tó fi support yẹ.
Okay.
Àlọ́jà ṣe ìjọba tó bá ti jẹun náà á ra aṣọ. Àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ aṣọ láti Monday.
Láti Monday quarter.
200 naira lọ́la account.
200 naira.
God bless me o.
Wọ́n wá náwọn kan náà fẹ́ gbé òrò síta pé wọ́n ní ẹ máa gbé òrò síta àbí nǹkan tẹ́ sọ kọ́ nìyẹn. Ẹ má dá olóhùn Mr. Oladimeji, stay there and wait for coming home. Wo ẹyin ni mo lọ ń dín nísàlẹ̀ tó bá mọ̀ ẹyin mo kàn sọ fún ẹni ẹ̀wọ̀n kí mi like practical mo lè lọ gbé wá kórì tèmi náà wà nínú ẹ̀ ẹyin mo like ẹyin àgbàlagbà ọ̀dọ̀ ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ máa jẹ ẹyin méjì irú ìta bá dé ẹyin ó gbọ́dọ̀ pọ̀ nínú ẹ̀ bí a bí 10 àwa kóríṣiríṣi mẹ̀dẹ̀mẹ̀dẹ̀ sí ẹ máa dúró dè wá ẹ má gborí síta nígbà tá à ń pariwo Yorùbá nation ìdára lóhùn kí ló sọ ń bíbà wọ́n náà fẹ́ gbòòrò síta kí lálàyé ìsọ.
Battalion ló máa jáde mi ò mọ zó mi o mo ní Kòròdú lásán battalion ni wa battalion àwọn oníjáde kẹ gbogbo ọgbọ́n tó ń dá àtòrò wọn àtòrò orò mọ́kùnrin obìnrin lóró mú.
wọn ní orò mọ́kùnrin ẹ má ba ìṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ jẹ́ mọ́ wa lọ́wọ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká wá play orin àsíá wa ká wá máa tẹ̀ a máa gbọ́ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn ọ́díò kankan tí Ìjáyà bá wa ṣe síta the voice of the voiceless òun ni bàbá wa Ìjáyà ẹ bá bìrì pé òun ti dẹ àwọn ẹyẹ kan jẹ wa orí ń ta wọn inú bí wọn pé Ìgbòho wọlé àwọn kan tẹ̀ tún ní kò wọlé wọ́n ní Ìgbòho dé Nàìjíríà mo ní Ogun State ò ń ṣe Nàìjíríà ni ṣé Ìbàdàn kì í ṣe Nàìjíríà Lagos kì í ṣe Nàìjíríà orí ń ta gbogbo yín mo kẹ́yìn ya wa mo kẹ́yìn brothers happy weekend I'm so excited mo mọ tó ń dùn mọ́ mi nù o but I'm just so excited ká play Fẹlá YouTube máa seize gbogbo orin yẹn ni àwọn ọmọ Fẹlá wọ́n ti ṣe copyright lé lórí ibi tí Ṣeun Kìtì fi ń gbádùn nìyẹn tó fi máa sọ̀rọ̀ Africanism kí ni kàn wá pẹ̀lú Africanism à ń pariwo Yorùbá nation wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ Africanism ẹ jẹ́ ká kọ́kọ́ yanjú ilé náà ká tó máa lọ sọ̀rọ̀ Africanism ẹ jẹ́ play anthem ká máa tẹ̀síwájú irọ́ ìta fi parí lánàá ni ó yá fúnlẹ̀ wá forílẹ̀-èdè kàgbéga 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 falẹ̀ ìgbàgbọ́ ni o gbọ́ wà ní pé láti bẹ̀rù làbọ̀ mọ́ ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká ṣiṣẹ́ ká jọlá ìṣọ̀kan àtòmìnira ní kẹjẹ ká máa lépa tẹ̀síwájú fọ̀pọ̀ ire àtòhun tó dára ọmọ Oòduà dìde bọ́ sí ipò ẹ̀tọ́ rẹ ìwọ ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀ àwa ni ìmọ́lẹ̀ ògo adúláwọ̀. And a very good afternoon mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Nàìjíríà wọ́n ní Promax wàhálà ń bọ̀ ní next week àwọn Yorùbá wá ń fi sentiment sọ̀rọ̀ náà ṣé kó jáde kó má jáde Koiki kí ni wọ́n sọ sí mo ní èmi ò lè má béèrè irú yẹn lọ́wọ́ èmi bọ̀ká tó kọ́kọ́ play yẹn ó ti yé mi wàá ṣe Abdullahi ó ní Mr. Koiki Fẹlá ti sọ fún wa náà ẹ bá wa fìyẹn síta káwọn èèyàn bí àwọ̀ gbọ́ tẹ́lẹ̀ ti Fẹlá sọ́rí kí ni Fẹlá sọ Aníkúlápó Kútì kí ni Fẹlá Aníkúlápó Kútì kí ló sọ fún wa mò ń bọ̀ níbo ni fídíò yẹn wà mò ń bọ̀ o ẹ tí a máa play lè lọ́nà ìrọ̀ ẹja wá Fẹlá yẹn jáde Fẹlá yẹn ní ká wá jáde kí ló sọ Fẹlá kí ló dé tí kìíní yóò loud má ṣe lè fún mi táwọn èèyàn bá ti pè tọ́ ẹ máa ń disturb wa nìyẹn. One day you must ask them you no go ask them we must ask when the right time comes we go ask everybody say yeah 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 gbóhùn sókè lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí ọmọ Aníkúlápó Kútì ó Kútì they no fit deceive us anymore why una dey do like this now. One day Nigerians go ask them. We must ask.
When the time is ready,
we must ask. Everybody say yeah, yeah. Mo kí gbogbo lé wàá ṣeré Abdullahi Mix LR ẹ dúró dáadáa wàláì kò sí nǹkan kan tó ṣe yín síbẹ̀ yẹn mo ti secure ẹ̀ pa fún yín pé àwọn tó ń gbọ́ mi lórí Mix LR wọ́n ní Koiki kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ tábà ti gbọ́ débì kan wà tún ní ká wọn move síbì kan kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ àwọn kan wá ní ọ̀dà kò yẹ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀ mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ̀ ń nawọ́ sí wa torí pé ẹ lè má mọ the impact of intent fún ọ èmi ò lè fún anybody ní à ń ṣe freebies so I don't do freebies on this platform but ẹni tọ́lọ̀ bá rán mi sí àìmọye àwọn tó ń béèrè owó lọ́wọ́ mi tí mo sọ pé no mo ò ní and ẹlòmíì kò ní béèrè kí n tó fún. I wish I have the kind of money to look after as many of you, but I don't have it. And I say that all the time. The only thing I have is that I, OLAYOMI KOIKI, assure you that, that when the time comes, yes, I will take my bag, my backpack, I will book a ticket and I'll be on the ground. That one, hold me responsible. Koiki ẹlẹ́nu yaba wáyà lórí social media. Èmi ò sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ẹlòmíì o. I will be shoulder to shoulder on the ground with you all. I can assure you that. When I need the Naira account me, and to be 60,000 went into that account this morning. Momento send it. Within 1 hour, how many people can we be giving money? The only thing is we should all demand and remain united. So, Entombe account number Shegoni, on a bless me. Dollar that it done in pounds that, but could need value nile, but notwithstanding. So the account number is a First Bank 30 96 80 88 48 30 96 80 88 48. Èmi ò need náírà torí pé ibi báyìí lèmi ń gbé, pounds lèmi fi operate ní bíbáyìí. Owó ìyá Ṣàlí, ìyá Ṣàlí dẹ̀ ti kú nísìn, ọmọ Ṣàlí ló wà ńbẹ̀. That is what I need. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà l'Amẹ́ríkà lẹ́ ń lo dollar, pounds làwa need ní bíbáyìí, and that is the King Charles. Ìgbà tí ìyẹn wà níbẹ̀ ni orí ẹ̀ wà báyìí. So ẹ ṣe gan ni the fame 007. But tó bá jẹ́ pé account ti the other one nìyẹn, ọ̀ràn mi yàn, ẹ má san síbẹ̀ o. Ká má lọ jẹ agún ìyẹn tí kò ń ṣe tiwa o. But tó bá jẹ́ pé support Koikimedia wá fi sí orí screen. Bàbá mi, ìyá mi Ọmọ́tọ̀ṣọ́ Láwùmí. Aláyọ̀ TV, wọ́n náà wọ́n wò mí láti France. Báwo lo Olympic ṣe ń lọ? Ó jẹ́ kí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọmọ Nàìjíríà lè ra ticket kó lọ sí France. But ẹ máa need the visa. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ wà labroad, tẹ́ wà ní UK, tó bá ní British passport, please double check before you book the Air France. O gbọ́dọ̀ ní Shanghai lọ́wọ́. I don't want you to get to the airport and you will not be picked up or boarding the flight. Somebody last month, ẹni ẹ ti padà dé London nísìn, wọ́n dé airport, wọ́n realize pé wọ́n ní Shanghai, wọ́n gbé wọn. So if you're living in UK, Air France expect you to have what we call Shanghai visa. But if you have a British passport, you will not go through all that. Adams Olamile Komokin, we are fully live. Ẹ máa láǹfààní àti pè wọlé. But ó láwọn audio kan tí Ìjáyà ní kájọ fi gbọ́rọ̀, kájọ fi gbọ́ra wáyé. We are not here attacking Tinubu. We have just told Tinubu that Nigeria failed to war. Wọ́n náà ń gbọ́ mi lẹ́kìtì ká dá. Mo kí bàbá mi Òjòjímọ̀, mo á kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń bẹ ní gbogbo àbà kankan. Ẹ má ẹ ká jẹ́ kí ìrẹ̀wẹ̀sì wá sọ́kàn wa lórí nǹkan tó fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ̀ ní next week. Ọ̀pá Ọlọ́run ká. Àwọn òfikú yọ anybody. Àmọ́ ṣé ikú tó máa pa àwọn politician ó ń dúró ní gẹ̀gẹ́ ọrùn wọn báyìí. Especially if they remain obstacle to the indigenous people, whether fún ti Biafra ni, ti Yorùbá ni, ti Hausa ni, kódà ti àwọn ẹ̀yà tó kù. I am not the best, but I can tell you, I am here standing with you all. I might be 3,000 miles away, but my spirit every day is with every single one of you. From 2015 that I first came back to Nigeria after 15 years in exile. Exile ni mo wà, àwọn ẹlòmíì nínú wọn, they will also have to go again in exile because exile. For over 24 years I've lived in this country. Beautiful country, every freedom of right. I would love to do the same thing in Nigeria, but we know how that goes, especially when we have evils, monsters. Mukiyawa Bosede. Baba mi Samuel, ṣé fẹ́ gbọ́ fẹ́lá ẹlẹ́nkan sí ni yẹ́yẹ́, mo lè play fún yín tẹ́ bá request. Ṣé fẹ́ gbọ́ lẹ́nkan sí ni ká tó máa tẹ̀síwájú. Àwọn wo ni Fẹlá ń pè ní yẹ̀yẹ́ people? Ẹ bá mi kọ sí the comment section. Abiodun Monday, shout out to you. Instagram mo kí gbogbo yín. All the way from Ghana. Kò ní bàjẹ́ fẹ́yìn náà. Gbogbo àjọ máa délẹ̀ lérí ni. Ìjọba ta ló mú kí ẹ. We will be free from the shackles of the 1914 amalgamation. Stephen Okparaku, Mukie, are you related to Samuel Okparaji Abi Okparaku, the one that died in Surulere because there's no medical to look after him? Crazy country that have killed millions of Biafrans or Igbos, if you want to call them that, the Yorubas, the Hausas, and many more. But one thing is, Our Yoruba, we will not put sentiment in whatever the pro marks of what is about to play out next week. Detach your vagabond power in the people. Our one vagabond, we start with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Wàhálà ṣe wá pọ̀ báyìí. Nígbà tí mo níyàwó tó dá nílé. Ọlọ́run fi kẹ́ mi nì. Everybody say, yeah, yeah. I'm not going to eat on the screen. My boss said, need the energy to put in. Everybody say, yeah, yeah. Àgbàlagbà máa ń jẹ ẹyin mẹ́rin ni mo máa ń jẹ. Ó tó bá jẹ́ boiled egg, mẹ́ta ni mo gbọ́dọ̀ máa jẹ torí iṣu yẹn á ti pọ̀ jù lórí boss. Ẹ súnmọ́ ẹ̀yìn kẹ́ wá bá mi rè. Ìyàwó mi ṣe ẹ má yẹ kí n jẹ́ ní ìṣojú yín, ìyẹn á ti pọ̀ jù. Kò jẹ́ kó jẹ́ kankan. Ó jẹ́ kẹ́yìn náà lè sọ pé Koiki shut up nílẹ̀ Yorùbá láàárọ̀ ẹ̀. Kódà mo ní kí ìyàwó tí ọ̀tẹ̀ ẹ̀ fi edé sí tọ̀dọ̀ tiẹ̀ wọ́n fi edé ẹlòmíì ò tí jẹ edé nísìnyí àti fẹ́ẹ̀ tó ọdún mẹ́ta tó ti rédé jẹ. Kí ni Fẹlá sọ? Fẹlá Aníkúlápó Kútì ó ní everybody say yeah yeah ó yá gbóhùn sókè. Àwọn wo ni yẹ̀yẹ́ people? Bola Ahmed Tinubu ọmọlódù ọdẹ. We pleaded with you, we beg you, get Nigeria to dissolve. Baba Akintoye kọ lẹ́tà say you disrespected that old man. How old ni ẹ? Ṣé ojú Baba Akintoye lọ ni Tinubu? Tàbá pọ́n ẹlé là ń pọ́n ẹlé Tinubu kúrò ṣe ń ṣe lọ. Tàbá pọ́n ẹlé là ń fi president sí. Rishi Sunak ni mò ń pè Rishi Sunak. Tàbá pọ́n ẹlé là máa ní president Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Kí ló ṣe gan lẹ́kọ̀ọ́? Ìyà ló fi jẹ fún gbogbo everybody. Níbo lẹ kó $100 million tí Dangote gbé fún yín? Where is it? Níbo lẹ kó sí? Kí lẹ fi ṣe? Where is the $100 million that Dangote paid for all the refinery land? And millions of Yoruba people are suffering today. Ọmọ tó bá máa ṣẹlẹ̀ ní next week ní kó ṣẹlẹ̀ jọ. Ìtó bá máa ṣẹlẹ̀ ní kó ṣẹlẹ̀. Fẹlá ní everybody say yeah yeah. When the time comes, people will rise up and defend whatever needs to be defended. Wọ́n ti bá mi fa account number síta fẹ́yìn tí ẹ wà ní diaspora. Ẹ bá ti fún mi náírà kò ṣe convert sí bí o. So pounds yẹn lèmi náà nídìí ní bíbá. Mo kí gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń ràn wá lọ́wọ́. Àṣírí tí náà ni tú. Torí àwọn kan fẹ́ káṣírí Koikimedia tú kó lè bá sú mi ìrọ̀lẹ́ pa. Wonders mo kí ẹ. Mo kí àwọn Biafra wótówótó. Simon Ekpa ní tẹ́ bá pa any Biafra ó máa hàmù gbogbo àwọn tó jẹ́ fẹ́ bá ní ìdìbọn. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ló ṣe sọ. Abẹ̀yìn pé ká jẹ́ kájọ dialogue. A ṣe máa padà sórí dialogue but a máa wà ní crisis. But àwa kọ́ la fẹ́ gbé crisis jáde ní next week. But àwọn Nigerians ní àwọn fẹ́ jáde around Gaza. Ebi yẹn mo ebi ti ń wọlé ẹ jẹ́ ká sáré plane kankan kí mi lè rẹ́sẹ̀ gbẹ kí wọ́n kàn ti máa jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Kí ló sọ Fẹlá? Only one day. That one day start from next week. That one day start from 25 years ago when all the politicians were living larger than the average Nigerians. Buying SUV, going to London. Fikuyo. But I can officially tell you that in London today, another Nigerian senator died. Do I say may God bless his soul? I leave that to God to decide. But I will tell you what Simon Ekpa has been writing in the last few hours about Andy Uba, Ifeanyi Uba, the senator, I believe from Anambra West. And say, Sister Ellen, I was sleeping when Sister Ellen called me and said, Koiki, there's a breaking news. Monikilo to Shele. If you got breaking news about whatever is about to play out in Nigeria. Omo Yoruba, but of his sentiment is all on Nigeria. If you do that, you are just one of them. Let everything play out. I am not listening to that. I am not buying that. Tinubu sold us to Lebanese. What are you doing to that? Especially in terms of àwọn Igbo fẹ́ bà Lagos jẹ́. Àjọ máa mú kan lẹ̀ lórí program lọ́sàn-án yìí. But mo need láti kọ́kọ́ consume oúnjẹ iná. Mo need energy tó pọ̀. And I will try not to curse. But I'll be very, very vocal this afternoon. Share the program. But share button, only 136. ẹ gbọ́ wọlé kẹ́ lọ pa àwọn èèyàn wọlé. Wọ́n kàn mí àwọn play. We must ask.
When the time is ready, we go ask. Everybody say yeah.
Yeah. Now let's go. Now I'm play àwọn audio kan. Ẹni tó lébi ń pa àwọn èèyàn ebi ò pẹ́ mi.
Koikimedia wá gbà kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀.
Kí ló sọ?
Ebi ń pa wá o.
Ebi ò pẹ́ mi.
Ebi ń pa wá o.
Ebi ń pa wọ́n. Ọmọ
Nàìjíríà ti bàjẹ́.
Nàìjíríà ti bàjẹ́.
Gbogbo ló ti di ó ti turn upside down. Bàbá gbà. Ọmọ. I need rice. I need when I be rice.
How many people can we fund?
Ó yẹ 10 bí ó yẹ 20.
How many people la fi máa fún lówó? So let's play some of what Ijaya sent to me. Látijọ́ Thursday, ó láwọn audio kan tó ti fi ránṣẹ́ sí mi tá àráyè play. So I'm gonna be having my breakfast. Ó ti di lunch. Aago mélòó. This will be my first meal for the day. And I'm not making this up. Ẹ̀bà tí mo jẹ lálẹ́ àná, tẹ́ bá rántí pé mo rí àwọn sọ pé mo jẹ̀bà lánàá. Ẹ ti gbàgbé mo sọ. Èmi ò ní sọ̀rọ̀ kí tún máa sọ pé náà iyán mo jẹ náà mo ní mo ro iyán fún ìyàwó mi mo help ẹ. Ẹ rántí tí mo fi sọ pé ìgbà tó máa fi dé láti ibi iṣẹ́ ó ní kí ló dé tèmi náà ti sort ara mi out kóhun tó dé. Mo ní mò ń dòde kó dé náà ni. Ẹ̀bà yẹn ló sì wà nínú mi. Ìgbà tí mo fẹ́ lọ sùn bó ṣe rẹ̀ mí tó àwa tíì la máa mu nílùú yìí mo wá mu tíì. I was very tired yesterday tó bá wo program àná ẹ rí lójú mi pé Koiki ó yẹ kó lọ sùn ni. But we need to do what we need to do. Kí lè ta ẹ jẹ́ ṣọ́ra yín tẹ̀ ń wọlé lásán yìí. Ẹ má lọ forí bẹ́ẹ̀ pé when are you coming down for the protest? Èmi ò ṣe protest in Nigeria. Ní tó bá wùn ní kẹ́ ṣe and be very careful. A máa ń ṣépè fún bàbá àyàn lórí program mi báyìí. I am not coming on for your protest. I am coming on when the Yoruba people are ready to move forward with the movement. So don't ask me when I'm coming on and be very careful. I'm not begging anybody to sit here. Into my lane next week, ó ti ń súnmọ́ bọ̀. Igbo ló máa léyìn ni, Lebanese ló máa léyìn ni, gbogbo nǹkan máa léyìn ni next week. I care less. Family tèmi náà wà nílé. So I'm gonna sit at the back there. I'm a gbọ́díò. So tí bá máa fi parí oúnjẹ tán, ó yẹ káwọn audio yẹn kọ́ ti play tán. So a máa padà sí the one that was sent from Thursday. Respect this platform. Platform yìí is for self-determination. Our campaign Nigeria, but you have to go out if you have to do what needs to be done next week. Gbogbo ìlú láyé ni àwọn èèyàn máa ń demand. Tó bá yẹ pé gbọ́ sí wa lẹ́nu ní 3 years ago ni, maybe àní sí ní bíbá ilé ni, but that's your problem, not mine. Ẹ jẹ́ lọ́jọ́ ń jarí. Ikùn mi ti ń ṣe kánkán.
Help Yoruba nation.
Ẹ máa gbọ́jà kí n wà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ kan bẹ́ẹ̀.
Help Yoruba nation. Help Yoruba nation. Help Igboho Òòṣà. Help Baba wa Akíntóyè. Help gbogbo platform. Help gbogbo association. Help gbogbo lovers. Help gbogbo campaigners wa, agitator, sọ̀rọ̀sọ̀rọ̀, bí irú wa. We thank you all. Kò séwu lẹ́gbẹ̀rún ẹ̀kọ́ àfàìdún ọbẹ̀ o. Àìbá wọn sí níbẹ̀ àìbá wọn dá sí o. Nationality opportunity ló jẹ́ fún Yorùbá nation. Bẹ́ẹ̀ tẹ̀fẹ́ kí Yorùbá nation kó pariwo ara wọn bẹ̀. Gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá gbọ́dọ̀ jáde. Ẹgbà àgbájọwọ́ la fi ń sọ̀yà. Ọwọ́ kọ ògbẹ́rù lórí. Gbogbo ara wà nínú ìṣòro. Opportunity pọ̀ mọ́. Ẹ má lọ jà fún gọ́fìmẹ̀ntì o. Ẹ̀yin traditionalist. Ó yẹ condition kan náà ní gbogbo wa o. Ẹ má jẹ́ kó wá fowó tàn yín jẹ ń sìn o. Kọ́ ní kẹ́ wá jà fáwọn. Ẹ má gbowó wọn o. Owó tẹ́ máa gbà. Ìjọ́ mélòó lẹ máa fi ná tán. Ẹ máa fi àwọn ọmọ yín sínú ìyà ni o. Traditionalists do not support the federal government of Nigeria. We are warning you. Traditionalists do not support federal government of Nigeria. Ẹ má jẹ́ kó kọjú àwọn ọmọ ìlú sẹ́yìn traditionalist. Torí selfishness ti wọn. Látijọ́ tó ti ń kó jẹ́, wọn ò pín owó fún yín o.
Over the Batave protest. Ẹ mẹ́jẹ kọ́ gbówó wá fún yẹn traditionalist. Kẹ́ni ẹ fẹ́ jà fún ìjọba. Ẹ máa dàlúrú ni o. Gbogbo ilé traditionals la máa jó. Any traditionals tó bá support the government. Nǹkan tó ṣe ní England la máa ṣe fún yín. Gbogbo ilé yín la máa jó. Any traditional tó bá gbójú gbóyà tó lòun support ìjọba. Òun fẹ́ kọjú sáráàlú. A máa bọ́ ní gbogbo ilé yín dáhùn. A máa sọ fún yín pé ìlú pọ̀ jù yín lọ. Ẹ máa dàlúrú ni o tó bá lọ gbèdá gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì traditionalists. Youth are warning you. Youth are warning you. Traditionalists do not support the federal government of Nigeria. Support the public. We are all citizens. We are all going through the same suffering. Traditionalists, wọ́n ní kí n wà lóyún ni o. Wọ́n ní kí ẹ má support ìjọba o. Ẹ má jẹ́ kó wá fowó tàn yín jẹ o. Tó bá ti wá pè ẹ̀yin pé kẹ́ support ìjọba, ẹ má dàlúrú ni o. Gbogbo ilé yín la máa jó. Èyí tá a bá mú nínú yín ọmọ dáná fún ni. Traditionalists, we are warning you. Ẹ support aráàlú. Ẹ má support ìjọba. Gbogbo wa la wà ní condition kan náà. Èyí ó ṣèjọba. A fẹ́ gbára wálẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ bad government. Tẹ́yìn bá wá jáde, tẹ́ bá sọ pé support ìjọba traditionalists. A máa má kojú gbogbo yín, gbogbo ilé yín la máa jó. Warning ni o. Warning ni o. Kò jí bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. All Yoruba must come out for sectional protest. All Igbo, if you like, sit at home. It's part of the protest because Igbos are confucianist people. Igbos are low-minded people. They do their things at the wrong time. At the case of Nigeria, Igbo are the genesis. If you want to say the truth, because Igbo government, cancel regional government, bring unitary system, and creating the state. They are the ones that created this problem, but we don't like talking about it because the British did not join us together. It won't happen. We want every Nigerian to come out for protest to end the bad government. No sentiment. No sentiment. No sentiment. Kò jí bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ, ọ̀rọ̀ díẹ̀ là ń sọ fún ọmọlúwàbí. Tó bá dénú adodidi, the nature call us to come out. The suffering we are going through call us to come out. The bad government that we have in power call us to come out. We have to come out. We cannot be talking on social media alone. We have to put it to action. Social media is for creating awareness. Yes. Gbogbo wa lójú wa dẹ̀ ti là ń sìn. Gbogbo wa lójú wa ti là. Gbogbo wa lójú wa ti là. We have to end the bad government in Nigeria. A máa pín ìlú gbẹ̀yìn ni. A máa pín gbẹ̀yìn náà ni. Ẹ gbà bẹ́ẹ̀. So all of us have to come out for this national protest. A gbọ́dọ̀ dá sí. Gbogbo wa gbọ́dọ̀ dá sí. A lè máa sá sínú ilé. A lè gbára wálẹ̀ lórí social media. So social media to create awareness. Now we have to put it to action on the ground. We have to chase the bad government away. Bad government must go. We deserve to live better. We are human beings. We are not born for suffering. We have everything to make our life easy. But this idiot, this puppet are making it difficult for us. They are creating austerity environment. It has to stop. Up Yoruba nation. Every one of us must come out. Traditional support the public. Do not support the government. Tẹ́ bá ṣe, ìlú máa dàrú. Traditional, tẹ́ bá fi support ìjọba, ìlú máa dàrú. A máa jó anything joyable. Tá bá ti mú yín báyìí, a máa da petrol sí lára ni a máa juná sí. Traditional, tẹ́ bá fi lè support ìjọba, We will look for every one of you and we will burn you to ashes. It's a promise. It's not a threat. Ẹ̀yin dánwò, káwá wo nǹkan táwọn aráàlú ẹ ṣe fún yín, káwá wo ẹni tó pọ̀ jù, ṣẹ́yìn ni àbáráàlú, ẹ gbà bẹ́ẹ̀. We have to come out. This protest, all of us have to come out, regardless of your where you belong. Yeah, it's for Nigerians. It's not for Yoruba nation. It's for Nigeria, national. Tsunami Mbo. We have to chase this bad government away. Bad government must go. If they cannot listen to us, they are servants. We are the boss. That's why we call them civil servants, including the president. He's a servant to public. They are not our boss, and they will never be our boss. It's time to take the power back to the people, because power belongs to the people. Power belongs to the people. Power belongs to the people. We must take our stand. Up Yoruba nation. We fear nothing. We fear nothing. Enough is enough. Bad government must end in Nigeria. Bad government must go. Bad government, bad leader, puppet must go. Emma, hold on now. Thank you. Ijaya is my name.
Okay, easy. Kò ní bàjẹ́ fún ẹ. Kí lẹ́ni sọ lẹ́ǹkan? Àgbọ̀n nǹkan tó sọ. Ẹja àgbọ̀n tó sọ.
Brother, Koikimedia, ọ̀rọ̀ àgbà, kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀? Ebi ń pa wá o.
Ẹ̀yin lebi ń pa, ebi ò pè mí. Gbóhùn sókè kí ló sọ, brother?
Koikimedia, ọ̀rọ̀ àgbà, kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀?
Ẹja kọ́kọ́ kí mọ́ sí mi jàre. Màá sì dọ́dọ̀ yín, ẹ má wọrí. Tí bá máa fi parí program yìí, màá yọ sí yín. Ó sì kọ́ díò méjì fún Ìjàyà tá máa play.
Ebi ń pa wá o. Ebi ń pa wá o. Ẹ̀yà ti bàjẹ́. Gbogbo olú ti di ó ti tọ́ upside down.
You can take this downstairs for me, please.
Adéráìsì àníwọ̀n àbí jẹ ráìsì o.
Be careful.
Ó yẹ 10 ó yẹ 20 bá ṣe káfíra one or two ká ló fi support ẹ̀. Àlọ́jà ṣe ìjọba tó bá ti jẹun ló máa ra aṣọ. Àwọn èèyàn ra aṣọ láti Monday àtà o. $200 lọ́wọ́ account mi o. You bless me o.
Kí lẹ sọ, Mr. Olúwafẹ́mi Ọ̀nàjọ́bí? Well done, sir. You are doing greatly. Please be informed never to speak about or for people whose DNA is ungratefulness. Ask Colonel Banjo, ask Colonel Adekunle Fajoyi, ask Professor Wole Soyinka, ask me. If not for Obafemi Awolowo, Lagos will not be part of Yoruba land, because Nnamdi Azikiwe wrote to the British then for the Lagos to be separated from Yorubas. Pato protest is fundamental right of citizen, but destruction of momentum building buses is, if that's my only problem here. Yeah, defend it. About if you don't defend it, defend it. Sherry, brother, me, I love your write-up. How do we stop the Igbos from being part of Yoruba land? Episode to die. We are not biased on this platform. I am not here defending the Igbos. I am not their spokesman. I am not their spokesperson. One the government in exile. I want to believe one no one in limbe. But in terms of CB by sir, báwo la ṣe lè stop the encroachment of the Igbos in Yoruba land? And I'm sure you're a well-learned individual. But she Emma Salo, Sherry Besheba mi koye, e wa tu ṣàlàyé fún mi pé báwo la ṣe fẹ́ stop wọn so that ní ọjọ́ mi irú protest tó ń bọ̀ báyìí kò ní lè ṣẹlẹ̀ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Or no, ní Nigeria, because Nigeria ni gbogbo àjọ wà báyìí. Sí nílẹ̀ Yorùbá o. Ẹ gbọ́ mi dáadáa, kò sẹ́ni kankan nu wa tó a kàn sọ pé ilẹ̀ wa right now. it is Nigeria for every Nigerians. It is Nigerian it is a Nigeria country for every Nigerians. And that is what makes us different. But láwọn tí wọ́n lọ support Jagaban. They want to say pé ẹ fẹ́ jẹ́ kó jó momentum or all the killers in Solekon. Ẹ fẹ́ kó no destruction for the momentum building buses and institutions. Kódà wọ́n nígbà tó ń jó gbogbo ẹ̀ wọ́n jó jíbówú níbi táwọn ọmọ Ìgbò ti ń load mọ́tò. If we remain one Nigeria, let's stop Igbo, even if they are going to do all these things. That's all. Àṣírí mo gé fún yín. Ṣé rí exposure, kò sí nǹkan tó dáa tó. I don't know where you are. Bí a Nigeria lẹ́wà, bí a ta lẹ́wà, but I'm sure pé gbogbo wa ojú wa ò di nígbà tí ọmọ Romania Ọlọ́run ló mọ bó ṣe wọ̀lú yìí ó wọlé pẹ̀lú visa ni wọ́n fún láyè kó jó sí bíbá ni ó dẹ̀ lọ síbi tí bọ́ọ̀sì wà bọ́ọ̀sì tó wọ́ọ̀tì £100,000 ó dẹ̀ ń ṣáná sí báyìí wọ́n dẹ̀ ń fídíò ẹ̀ kò tẹ̀ tí wá sẹ́ni tó stop ẹ̀ tí rèmi bá wà níbẹ̀ máa súnmọ́ pé má ṣe yẹn náà òun protest má o lè fọ́ gíláàsì má jó bọ́ọ̀sì but wọ́n kàn fídíò ẹ̀ ni so ibi tẹ bá ti rí tó bá fẹ́ jó bọ́ọ̀sì tẹ bá rẹ̀ tó fẹ́ jó bọ́ọ̀sì yẹn ẹ súnmọ́ pé kò necessary but ẹ máa sọ fún wa níbí báyìí pé àwọn ọmọ Ìgbò máa destroy gbogbo Lagos State. If we remain one Nigeria bó ṣe máa lọ nìyẹn kò sí nǹkan tẹ́ lè ṣe fún wọn but níjọ́ tá bá ti gba Yorùbá country gbogbo Ìgbò tó bá ń gbé láàrin wa a máa fingerprint gbogbo wọn so that a lè mọ èyí tó bá ń commit offence just like bí UK ṣe fingerprint èmi níbí báyìí because tó bá dáná sí àdúgbò mi níbẹ̀ yẹn tí bá kọjá níbẹ̀ wá náà wọn rí èèyàn dúdú kan tó kọjá níbẹ̀ ọlọ́pàá wá ní kó má wọ́rì èèyàn dúdú yẹn báwo ló ṣe rí wá ní ó ga díẹ̀ ó dúró díẹ̀ ó ṣe báyìí kódà àwọn ní picture in tó lè kó mi yọ ni pé kó má rí fingerprint mi lára incident crime scene yẹn ṣe máa wá sọ fún wa nípa àwọn Ìgbò fẹ́ bà Lagos jẹ́ I am not interested in that fact lẹ́gbọ́ lẹ́nu mi yẹn Tinubu ti bà Lagos jẹ́ ju bó ṣe yẹ lọ Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu ọmọ Jagaban ó ti bà Lagos jẹ́ ju bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe sọ pé ọmọ Ìgbò fẹ́ bà Lagos jẹ́ lọ Tinubu ọmọlódù ọdẹ ó bà Lagos jẹ́ ẹ̀yin náà mọ̀ Mr. Olúwafẹ́mi Ọ̀nàjọ́bí I don't come and tell lies here everybody knows that but nítorí pé irọ́ àti sentiment tá à ń fi sí ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà nílẹ̀ yìí ó ti ju Tinubu lọ ó dà ó ju èmi gan lọ àmọ́ Tinubu ò fẹ́ accept pé kí Yorùbá kó pín látara Nàìjíríà ká wá slow down any damage tí Ìgbò fẹ́ ṣe nílẹ̀ wa. City boy so ẹ má wá fún mi níyàn níbi báyìí I am not listening to that. Anything tó bá máa ṣẹlẹ̀ ó kù sọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run kọ́lọ́run kó make a decision yẹn bóyá ó máa stop ẹ̀ bí ẹ kò ní stop ẹ̀. But what we are saying is that tá bá lè tètè pull out of Nigeria tó bá jẹ́ pé fọwọ́ kún bàbá Akíntóyè gbogbo wa jọ fọwọ́ kún àti Tinubu ni tí bá bẹ Tinubu kó wá join wa ó dóun ò join wa ó dóun fẹ́ ṣe president Nigeria so ìtọ́ bá jẹ́ country tí gbogbo èèyàn wà nínú ẹ̀ ìtọ́ bá máa ṣẹlẹ̀ ní kó ṣẹlẹ̀ ìtọ́ bá máa jó lọ́ máa jó ẹ máa fún mi ní fúbù yẹn níbí báyìí. I am not going to buy that. Into ma díjà lẹ̀ láàrin gbogbo àwa tá jọ ń ṣe program yìí ká jọ díjà yẹn lẹ̀ nísìn. Mo mọ anybody rí yàtọ̀ sí ìyàwó mi àti mọ̀mísí mi àtàwọn ọmọ mi. I don't know anybody. Èmi ò fi sentiment sọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà àti bàbá mi olóyè Ìgbòho Òòṣà. Lagos remain part of Nigeria. And as long as Lagos remain part of Nigeria, the Igbos have every right to be in Lagos State. Let's stop wọn. Ẹ wá máa sọ níbi bá pé àwọn Ìgbò wọ́n fẹ́ bà Lagos jẹ́ wọ́n lọ bà Nnewi jẹ́ then ẹ jẹ́ ká gba Yorùbá country ká wá wo Ìgbò tó fẹ́ wá bà ilẹ̀ Yorùbá jẹ́ ẹ̀yin onírọ́ àyálà bòsì ọmọ Yorùbá àbòsí ti pa gbogbo yín kú tẹ́ bá talẹ̀ ń fún ọmọ Ìgbò problem tí yín nìyẹn Dangote lọ talẹ̀ fún nísìn tala gbawó lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ gbogbo àwọn bàbá yẹn nísìn ṣé gbogbo ọ̀gbọ́ etí ń dùn wá akóṣì gidi sétí ṣebí ẹ̀ la ṣe ń pariwo láti bí ọdún mẹ́ta sódà kò ní dé stage pé ọmọ Ìgbò fẹ́ wá ba Lagos jẹ́ kó tó ṣe EndSARS làwa ti ń pariwo Yorùbá nation àbòsí ló máa pa gbogbo yín ẹ̀yin ọmọ Yorùbá. I don't give a mo fẹ́ wà very conscious with my words but I don't give a toss. Whatever will be will be. Kí láǹfààní airport yín àwọn wo ló wà níbẹ̀ tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ níbẹ̀. Mo ní brother mi kan tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ ní airport yẹn mo mọ position tó yẹ kó wà wọ́n make sure pé kò lọ sókè àwọn málà lórí burúkú tó wà níbẹ̀ ẹ wọ́n sọ ṣé ó jẹ́ àǹfààní airport yẹn nísìn as a person that have worked in the airport industry for more than 15 years. Gbogbo kọ́ọ̀sì ẹ kọ́ ran lọ tó yẹ kó fi di ọ̀gá wọ́n jẹ́ kó di ọ̀gá níbẹ̀ ẹ wọ́n sọ fún mi pé kó má jó kankan ọmọ ẹ kó gbẹjàgbàjàgbà lọ jàre àwọn olè fẹ́ máa fún yẹn ní fúbù. Àwọn ọba yẹn níbí báyọ̀ àfi sentiment sọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà rárá ẹni Yorùbá tó bá ń fi sentiment sí I don't give a toss. Problem tí nìyẹn kò ṣe problem tèmi. Kí ni wọ́n ṣe fáwa gbogbo ilé ẹ̀ lè wọ Unilag tẹ bá fẹ́ wọ Unilag ẹ máa láti bribe ni as an indigene of Lagos State kò ní dá fún gbogbo yín ẹ ṣí èrè. As an indigene of Lagos State, tẹ́ ń pariwo yẹn, most of you cannot get into the university. Wọ́n máa ṣe ràn yín lọ sí Ahmadu Bello University. Wàá kó àwọn ọmọ Hausa dé, wàá fi wọ́n sí Unilag, wàá fi wọ́n sí gbogbo university wà ní Lagos State àti other southwest. Putting sentiment in a crisis that's about to erupt. Ẹ gbé ọ̀rọ̀ jáde, mo ti gbọ́ audio kan mi ò ní play níbí báyìí. Audio yẹn tún subversion ní táwọn èèyàn máa ṣe pẹ̀lú ọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀. Ṣó yẹ ká dé stage yẹn? Ọ̀rọ̀ táwa ń gbọ́ pé tọ́rọ̀ bá fẹ́ jáde báyìí àyàyàn á máa já ni ó wá di pé wọ́n ti ń fún wa ní information ìtọ́ lè fi dà ìlú tòrò ẹ mọ̀ pé wàhálà ti dé nìyẹn tradition tá à ń protect òun ni lẹ fẹ́ fi àkóbá sí níwájú nísìn ẹ wá ń sọ pé àwọn ọmọ Ìgbò máa jó building ò fowó lẹ́ ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ building ò fowó lẹ́ ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ ẹ fún mi ní building náà kò ní dá fún gbogbo yín building ò ṣòwò lẹ́ ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ building tọmọ Yorùbá ń ṣiṣẹ́ ní airport tó ń ṣe cleaner tí wọ́n jẹ́ kó lọ sókè. Ẹ ṣe sùúrù pẹ̀lú wa o à ń bẹ̀ yín ní àwọn ò fi sentiment sí o a fi sentiment sí mo rẹ̀ rí pé reply mọ́ bí ẹ ṣe ń type lọ́wọ́ ni mo ń dúró mo fẹ́ kàńtẹ́ fẹ́ kọ síta no sentiment in tó bá máa ṣẹlẹ̀ ló máa ṣẹlẹ̀ Nàìjíríà ní kọ́kọ́ ló máa kọ́kọ́ face crisis ní gbogbo àgbáyé and it will not be the last country in the world crisis ló máa ń push out nǹkan kan àwa padà sórí round table abẹ Tinubu pé kó jẹ́ ká jọjọ́ kó sórí round table kò dá wa lò ọmọ kí crisis kó erupt crisis ló máa erupt a sì máa padà sórí round table that is why we are telling Tinubu that reply letter wa kájọ form committee ìwọ kì í ṣe Fúlàní náà ṣebí Yorùbá ní Tinubu even if Nigeria is gonna break a lè fún ní time frame from the time tàbá ti jọ jókòó tá ti jọ ń sọ̀rọ̀ wọ́n kọ́ máa wo kí la jọ ní papọ̀ kí nìkan báyìí kí la jọ máa ṣe border wa kí la jọ máa ṣe immigration and all that will then be part of what a committee and the federal government kò dá wa lóhùn ó náà fẹ́ ṣe Nàìjíríà ìtọ́jú ẹ̀ bá rí nínú Nàìjíríà so be it ìtọ́jú ẹ̀ bá rí nínú Nàìjíríà so be it Ọláyọmí Kóìkí lèmi jẹ́ àfi tí Tinubu bá jáde lálẹ́ tó sọ pé ìran Yorùbá àsìkò tó ká pull out he has the power he has the money he has everything ẹ wọ́n fi sentiment sọ̀rọ̀ Tinubu ẹ mọ̀ Tinubu rí ni ṣé ẹ̀yin mọ̀ Tinubu rí ni orí ń ta gbogbo yín wọ́n gba $100 million lọ́wọ́ Dangote ni wọ́n sọ fún wa nísìsiyìí pé wọ́n tún lọ ń blend crude oil tó yẹ kóun máa blend nínú Nàìjíríà bí aképo lè wá sílẹ̀ ó máa wá sílẹ̀ kò ní wá sílẹ̀ wọ́n ìkórè ṣe tèbí kan náà ní gbogbo wọn náà tẹ́lẹ̀ where is the $100 million ẹ wá máa kọ episode ìyà tẹmọ kọ ẹ máa kọ English lẹ́ ń kọ tí Fúlàní pa wá English ní gbogbo wa kọ títí tí wọ́n bà economy ilẹ̀ Yorùbá jẹ́ ṣáwọn ọmọ Ìgbò nìkan náà ló bà jẹ́ ṣáwọn ọmọ Ìgbò nìkan ló bà jẹ́ ẹ̀yin alábòsí ọmọ Yorùbá àbòsí ló máa pa gbogbo yín dànù àbòsí ṣé Tinubu kò tí ì ní data níwájú ẹ̀ pé wọ́n ń blendi mọ́tà olórí burúkú Ọ̀nàndò tá à ń sọ̀rọ̀ lánàá ó wá release statement nísìn kí ni wọ́n sọ ẹ jẹ́ ká fún yín ó ní àwọn ọmọ kankan nípa intern blend yẹn o àwọn ọmọ kankan nípa ẹ̀ kò ní bàjẹ́ fún ẹlẹ́dìkẹ́ crisis ni kò ṣẹlẹ̀ kí ni kàn mí pẹ̀lú pé kò ní sí crisis ló máa ṣẹlẹ̀ tá a máa fi débi tá à ń lọ one bastard ẹ má gbé sentiment ọmọ Ìgbò kankan máa jó building kan kò sí tó kàn mí pẹ̀lú ọmọ Ìgbò kankan kó máa jó building o because a bẹ̀ gbogbo àwọn politicians wa a bẹ̀ wọ́n títí kájọ jókòó kájọ sọ̀rọ̀ yìí ẹ̀ dá wa lóhùn ẹ̀ wọ́n sọ ní sípò àwọn ọmọ Ìgbò máa ba Lagos jẹ́ kó ba Lagos jẹ́ bó tó bá dọjọ́ wájú wá wá rí mẹ́wàá. Alfayed bó ṣe lówó tó nílùú yìí wọ́n sọ fún pé Britain máa jẹ́ Britain ni ó bá wa nílùú yìí ni àwọn bàbá ẹ̀ ló wọ̀ lùú yìí tó fi dolówó wọ́n deal pẹ̀lú Alfayed kọ́lọ̀ fọ́ọ̀rù kí ó ti kú nísìn. Alfayed ni ọmọ ẹ̀ lọ fẹ́ Dodi ọmọ ẹ̀ ló fẹ́ Diana tó ń ṣe boyfriend girlfriend wọ́n ní Diana ti lóyún bá ṣe gbọ́ wọ́n sọ fún pé kàkà kílẹ̀ ṣá ilẹ̀ àṣekínní kan ni ẹ parí ẹ̀ mọ́ tó ń pè ní Alfayed Harrods òun ló ní Harrods yẹn ó ní owó bíi ṣẹpẹrẹ wọ́n fún ní British passport we will deal with any Igbos lọ́jọ́ iwájú ẹ jẹ́ kó ṣe gbogbo mẹ́sàn-án fẹ́ ṣe but ẹ jẹ́ káwa tètè pull out a lọ deal pẹ̀lú wọn lọ́jọ́ iwájú wọ́n ń gbọ́ mi báyìí àmọ́ wọn rí tẹ́lẹ̀ ni à ń ṣe family à ń ṣe bí tá a bá fẹ́ra wa gan àmọ́ wọn rí ẹ jókòó síbẹ̀ máa sọ fún mi pé àwọn Ìgbò fẹ́ jó bus ọ fẹ́ jó kinní kan kí láǹfààní bus station náà gan sẹ̀ ṣèbẹ́ ń sọ olóòmọ ó lè tó ń gbà lọ́wọ́ gbogbo ẹ jẹ́ kí n má ṣe pé mọ̀mísí mi bẹ́ẹ̀ mi gan lórí ẹ̀ MC olóòmọ ń gba 400 million every month owó kíni iṣẹ́ wo ló ń ṣe tó tẹ́kọ̀ fi pípọ̀ bọ́ọ̀sì dàbí London bọ́ọ̀sì kẹ́ máa gbádùn ayé yín ṣèbí wọ́n sọ fún Fáṣọlá lórí burúkú yẹn bomb bastard nígbà tó wá bá TFL máa fún ilé pé o when Fáṣọlá came to London wọ́n sọ fún pé wọ́n lè set up the same system tí wọ́n ń ṣe ní London ní Lagos State kó gbà ẹ wá ń sọ̀rọ̀ pé àwọn ọmọ Ìgbò fẹ́ bà Lagos jẹ́ kò ní dá fún yín àwọn ilé ẹ̀ka máa control bọ́ọ̀sì tó ń gbé àwọn ọmọ Ìgbò lọ láti Lagos State lọ sílùú wọn àwa ta jẹ́ Lagos State government ló yẹ kó máa control bọ́ọ̀sì yẹn National Express ẹ̀mọ́ tó ní wọ́n sọ gbogbo wọn dolówó MC Olúọmọ ń control gbogbo Lagos State ẹ wá ń sọ̀rọ̀ pé kinní kan ṣé ìmọ̀ pé MC Olúọmọ ti ba ayé jẹ́ ní Lagos State kò ní dá fún gbogbo yín ẹ̀yin alábòsí olófò bomb bastard ẹ̀ ní ṣoríire ẹ wá ń sẹ́pà àwọn Ìgbò kan fẹ́ bá anything jẹ́ kọ́ bẹ́ anything jẹ́ but mo sọ fún yín pé ẹ jẹ́ ká pull out together ká wá slow down àwọn ọmọ Ìgbò yẹn mo sọ fún Simon Ekpa pé anytime tẹ́ bá fẹ́ invade wa a máa pa yín bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo sọ fún ó ní no kò ń sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn kí gbogbo wa máa lọ kóníkàlùkù máa lọ mo ní we will fight to the last man standing I told him that pé tó bá jẹ́ pé lọ́jọ́ iwájú ni ẹ fẹ́ wá invade wa a máa pa yín ẹ wá síbi ẹ máa sọ pé àwọn ọmọ Ìgbò kan wọ́n bà kíní kan jẹ́ ẹ gbé gbogbo ní agbàjàgbà yẹn lọ wọ́n mẹ́kọ̀ọ́ owó olúkálùkù wọ́n ń jẹ àǹfààní àwọn à ń jìyà ní gbogbo olóyìnbó ẹ ní sóríire à ń faṣẹ́ back to back àwọn kan wọ́n ń ṣe fàájì ṣebí Andy balókú dànù yẹn àkútúkú ẹ̀ lọ́rùn òun lè wọ London àìmọye yín family yín tí ẹ lè gbá àwọn yẹn wọ London ẹ má bí mínú lẹ́sàn yo mo pe èrò níbí báyìí o kò ní dá fún gbogbo yín ẹ̀yin alábòsí òfò especially in diaspora tẹ́ ẹ sọ pé ká kíìpù Nàìjíríà oúnjẹ ni mo jẹ́ tán níbí báyìí nísìn mo lè má jẹ mi títí dàárọ̀ la ẹ ṣọ́ra yín o àṣẹrẹ́ ní platform mi rárá wèrè tó bá fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ̀ ní next week kí wèrè yẹn kó wọlé wèrè ò fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ̀ lẹ́yìn ṣe ní gbogbo ẹ̀ ń lọ bó ṣe lọ láti jọ́ ẹ̀ Amẹ́ríkà gan wèrè fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Amẹ́ríkà nígbà ẹ jẹ́ tó fẹ́ kó wá rí Donald Trump pa ni ẹ mọ wèrè tó fẹ́ ṣẹlẹ̀ l'Amẹ́ríkà Ọlọ́run wa náà òun dé ṣé Ọlọ́run kan ní gbogbo wa ń pè láti jọ́ ẹ̀ ṣé Ọlọ́run máa sọ̀kalẹ̀ in the spirit ṣèbí physical realm ló máa sọ̀kalẹ̀ physical realm láwà ṣé tó bá sọ fún Andrew bá kó máa kú lánàá ó lè máa sọ pé lọ́lọ́ ń pa àsìkò dé Ọlọ́run mú lọ ó ní kó lọ assassinate Simon Ekpa sí Finland ẹ̀ ní ṣoríire Andrew bá tó kú yẹn ó ní kó lọ assassinate Simon Ekpa sí Finland àwa débi báyìí tá a máa sọ fún wa pé àwọn Ìgbò fi bà Lagos jẹ́ Lagos ò fòyín o Lagos tí ẹ pé tẹ bá yàgbẹ́ ẹ lè romi flush ẹ̀ pẹ̀lú owó tó ń wọ Lagos State níbo ló ń kówó yẹn sí níbo ni Fáṣọlá kówó sí ẹ máa ní ẹ kọ́lé ilé yín Nàìjíríà lẹ máa kọ́lé tẹ̀lé kúnlé yín kò sí air condition níbẹ̀ ìyà ń jẹ gbogbo yín all over the place àwọn tá a dẹ̀ lè làdímọ́ náà ni Fúlàní pa gbogbo wa ẹ jẹ́ ká wọnú igbó ká lọ bá wọn ẹ níṣe yẹn ẹ máa wá síbi ẹ máa ní àwọn Ìgbò níta lè fi slow wọn down ni pé ká pull out of Nigeria for as long as gbogbo wa bá sì ń jẹ́ Nigeria they will do so much worse wọ́n lè fi damage lóòótọ́ àwámọ̀ yẹn olórí burúkú ni Peter Obi olóṣè olórí burúkú bomb bastard kò ní dá fún níbi tó bá wà but we will know what to do wọ́n ní máa fọ̀rọ̀ sábẹ́ ẹkùn Koiki ẹ má sọ gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ síta ìtàwọn náà máa ṣe rò pé kò sí ni àìtàwọn náà lè ṣe wà bọ́ àgbẹ̀ sábẹ́ ẹkùn ni but for us to be able to achieve what we want a gbọ́dọ̀ pull out kúrò ní Nàìjíríà kò ní bàjẹ́ fún Lady K. Ẹ̀yin sọ̀rọ̀ nísìn ó fẹ́ pa Lady K ní July 1st. Lady K lọ́kì ni tó bá yẹ pé ìmọ̀ máa pa mí lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ ni lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ lọ́ máa yìnbọn lọ́ máa pa mí dànù. Ọlọ́run wà pẹ̀lú Lady K. Lady K pè mí ó ní bàbá Koiki ó ń sunkún kò get me ó ní wọ́n trap òun sílé Ìgbòho mo ní wọ́n tó bẹ́ẹ̀ ó ń sunkún ni àṣẹ aláyẹn ń bọ̀ wá ṣẹ lóòótọ́ ó wà lọ jìyà tán àwọn kan tó wá ń sọ jágbajàgba ẹ báyìí ká tó lọ síbẹ̀ lọ́sàn-án yìí ẹni tó bá tó bẹ̀ kó lọ lébi Lady K ẹni tó bá tó bẹ̀ ní gbogbo wa ká lọ sí lébi Lady K bomb bastard ọpẹ́lọpẹ́ wọ́n ní rí bòwó pa níjọ́ yẹn bò wá pa gbogbo àwọn tó wà nílé yẹn àwọn tó tó ọkùnrin wà nílé níjọ́ yẹn àwọn tó tó ọkùnrin bíi ti Ìgbòho wà nínú ilé òun ní àfa àdògán ọjà mi olóyè ní kò ń ṣe pé àní láti jà ẹ jẹ́ ká sọ̀rẹ́ńdà ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ wá mú wa ni ẹ má yìnbọn náà èmi lélẹ̀ ẹ má yìnbọn kílẹ̀ yìnbọn fún àwọn èèyàn wà nílé ìyàwó wà nílé ọmọ wà nílé kílẹ̀ yìnbọn fún ẹ fẹ́ pààyàn sí mi lọ́rùn ni wọ́n padà pàdùgán náà ni kò ní da fún gbogbo yín ẹ wá ń sọ fún mi nísìnyí pé kí Nàìjíríà kí ibìkan nílẹ̀ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá kankan máa hot ó máa hot ní next week that's tọ́lọ́run bá kó sí wọn nínú ọkùnrin làdògán ọkùnrin 1 million lòun náà kò já ní ọlọ́jọ́ dẹ̀ ti dé ni ẹ máa gbé gbogbo kọ̀nfàmù gbogbo rọ́bìṣì yẹn wá fáwa níbí báyìí ọkùnrin ni àdògán ọkùnrin ni ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń pààyàn lẹ́kún là ń sọ yìí torí pé every time tá a bá jáde ó máa ń sọ fún mi pé ọ̀dọ̀ mi ni ó mọ̀ pé backpack mi yẹn mo máa ń ní àwọn snacks kéékèèké because à ń jẹun tá a bá jáde ìgbà míì 5 hours 6 hours 8 hours la máa fi drive lọ àmọ́ máa wá nǹkan tá a máa jẹ ìjọ kan à ń padà bọ̀ lólu ní ọwọ́ almost 10 o'clock ẹ mọ̀ pé mi ò dẹ̀ mọ Nàìjíríà púpọ̀ bọ̀ mo ṣáà mọ̀ pé a ṣáà ń lọ back to back gbogbo mọ́tò wọn ṣáà ń lọ àwọn escort tó ń tẹ̀lé olóyè àwa débì kan lóyè wá rí i pé ebi yẹn ti pa àwọn èèyàn wọ́n ní kó slow down káwọn èèyàn ránjẹ kí ni brother tó mú lọ pẹ̀lú ìyẹn Lady K dúdú Ọlọ́run ló ní kí dúdú ó má kú ní ṣoríire Ọlọ́run ló ní kí dúdú kó má kú níjọ́ yẹn ebi yẹn ti débi pé ó fẹsẹ̀ kọni níbi tó ti ń sáré pé wọ́n fẹ́ ra oúnjẹ tó ṣubú gbàgàlà báyìí àyà gbogbo ajá ẹ wá síbẹ̀ ẹ máa kọ́mẹ́ǹtì òfò kan ẹ máa sọ fún wa pé báwọn ọmọ Ìgbò fẹ́ bà kíní kan jẹ́ ẹ sọ fún Tinubu kó pín Nàìjíríà kó kálukú máa lọ that's the only thing ẹ sọ fún Tinubu a sì ń bẹ́ dè ní à ń bẹ́ ni kó pín Nàìjíríà kó kálukú máa lọ kó Ìgbò máa bá tiwọn lọ káwọn náà máa bá tiwa lọ sí gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ ìjà wa àti Ìgbò yàtọ̀ lè dínkù díẹ̀ ẹni tó bá dẹ̀ fẹ́ Ìgbò àmọ́ bá ṣe fẹ́ fix ara wa immigration problem nìyẹn kò ń ṣe gbogbo èèyàn tó ń gbé ní UK ló ní ìwé ló ní passport British o máa swear allegiance ni wọ́n bí ìdá lọ́jọ́ iwájú tá a bá gba Yorùbá country ẹ máa swear allegiance ni ọmọ Ìgbò tó bá fẹ́ gba passport wa ó máa swear allegiance pẹ̀lú wa ni ẹ wá jókòó ìṣe ẹ máa sọ fún wa pé wọ́n fẹ́ bà Lagos jẹ́ wọ́n fẹ́ bà kíní kan jẹ́ Lagos wo kí ni Lagos náà dà kí lè rí jẹ ní Lagos sẹ́yìn mọ tí Tinubu ń ṣe lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ pẹ̀lú Lagos nísìn pẹ̀lú àwọn Ṣàgórì ṣé ẹ̀gbọ́n Ṣàgórì rí gbàtẹ́ pé idiot àti bọ̀ fún ni gbogbo yín ẹ lọ wọ àwọn tó ń pè ní Ṣàgórì àwọn tó ń wá ní criminal ni wọ́n àwọn ni Tinubu gbé gbogbo project lé lọ́wọ́ nísìn ẹ̀yin jókòó síbẹ̀ ẹ̀yin nàgàmù ẹ̀yin ọ̀dàlẹ̀ ẹ wá síbẹ̀ máa sọ jágbajàgba ẹ máa obsess wa lórí platform lọ́sàn-án yìí ó máa hot bọ̀ Yorùbá kọ́ ló fẹ́ jáde àwọn ò tí ì jáde torí màtá fẹ́ jáde ẹnẹ́nu mò ń dán lórí social media ẹnẹ́nu ni mò ń dán bí wàrà àwọn tó dẹ̀ fẹ́ jáde nísìn ẹ jẹ́ ká push wọn kó jáde ẹ jáde nítorí wọ́n máa ṣẹlẹ̀ ní kó ṣẹlẹ̀ UK gan tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n níwèrè lórí gọ́sẹ̀ wọ́n ń dì pẹ̀lú wọn ni gbogbo àrí fídíò àwọn tọ́lọ́pàá tó gbá àwọn kan lórí ní Manchester airport àwọn ọmọ Asian yẹn jáde sí police station tó mọ̀ pé wọ́n lè jó police station yẹn wọ́n kà wọ́n down ni wọ́n suspend ọlọ́pàá yẹn lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ ni the masses have the power but àwa wá jókòó nísìn lo power tiwa everybody saw the video ní Manchester airport ní wíìkì tó tán yìí ọlọ́pàá ó ti pin ẹ̀ mọ́lẹ̀ ó tún wá ń fẹsẹ̀ gbá àwọn ọmọ Asian dìde tán ní Manchester police station wọ́n ní wọ́n kà wọ́n down ni ní UK wọ́n jó boss ẹ wọ́n sọ fún mi pé wọ́n máa jó boss wọ́n máa jó àwọn ọmọ ẹ fi gbogbo yẹn sílẹ̀ fẹ́ mi jàre ẹ fi gbogbo yẹn sílẹ̀ ẹ má gbé yẹn wá sílùú ẹ rárá fáwa ẹ má gbé yẹn wá ó máa hot mo ti sọ fún yín ní 4 years ago ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá nation ó máa hot gan we told you we warned you we told every one of you but ẹ sọ pé mo stupid ẹ wá jáde ní sẹ́ńsọ pé kìíní ó máa hot UK bó ṣe jẹ́ UK protest tó ṣiṣẹ́ ní Leeds lost 2 bus yẹn worth £100,000 fẹ́yẹ kankan tó bá mẹ́ni yẹn ní ìsìnkí lọ́ máa ṣe sí ọmọ àtìmọ́lé náà ni ọmọ Ìgbò tẹ bá rí tó bá ń jó nǹkan kan ẹ̀mú mọ́lẹ̀ tó bá jẹ́ pé yẹn lè fẹ́ ṣe Simon Ekpa dẹ̀ sẹ́ kó máa harm everybody tẹ bá pa anybody tẹ bá pa ọmọ Nàìjíríà kan sẹ̀ wọ́n náà máa wò ẹ máa ríran wò ẹ má sọ ṣèbí wọ́n ní kẹ́ dialogue ẹ̀ dáhùn àwọn wòlíì ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀nà ni wọ́n ń rùn àwọn àfáà ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀nà ni wọ́n ń rùn àwọn babaláwo ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀nà ni wọ́n ń rùn àwa mídíà ń pariwo ẹ sọ pé ẹnu wa ń rùn so ẹnu tó ń rùn yẹn nísìn kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú comment. My sister daughter, she has to be in poly this year but no seat in Lagos. We need to send her to offer. And now Lagosian, the Goshan. Àwa Lagosian. Àwọn ọmọ ẹ fi sílẹ̀. A máa ṣí phone line. Bí èmi nìkan mo hot lọ́sàn yìí ni. Ẹni tó bá ń hot bí tèmi náà. Wẹ̀ jẹ́ ká gbọ́ ìjáyà yẹn tán. Eléyìí lọ́sẹ̀ send sí mi. With an account balance ọmọ yóò kò ní dá fún yín ẹ̀yin tẹ́ sọ pé wà ní Lagos State. Àwọn ọmọ indigene of Lagos State ó ní 220 naira lákàntẹ̀. Ó ń ṣòwò kò lówó lọ́wọ́. Ó ní látijọ́ Monday òun ò rẹ́ ọjà kan tà nínú ṣọ́ọ̀pù ẹ̀. Ẹ wá ń sọ fún mi pé kó má jáde. Ọmọ tẹ bá gbé ọ̀rọ̀ jáde wá disgrace ọ̀rọ̀. Tẹ bá lọ try ẹ̀ ẹ jẹ́ ya gbé ọ̀rọ̀ pamọ́ kẹ má lọ disgrace ìṣẹ̀ṣe máa lọ́wọ́. Ọmọ Yorùbá ó ní látijọ́ Monday òun ò tà ó ní ráìsì nílé kò lè sọ fún ìyàwó ẹ̀ pé kó lọ sọ́jà kó lọ rata. 220 naira account details ẹ lélẹ̀ ó screenshot ẹ̀ sí mi with the date and the time account balance 220.51. Àwọn olè kan wá jí owó lọ́wọ́ wọ́n gbé owó ńláńláńláńláńláńlá everybody wọ́n suffer tó yẹ ká máa suffer ní Lagos State. Ẹ̀yin buffoons ẹ wá síbẹ̀ ẹ máa comment nonsense. I am not here defending the Igbos. We hate them, they hate us. Bó ṣe hate wa làwa náà hate wọn. But what we are saying is that let everybody go their separate ways. Ọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà ti dé stage yẹn by now. I need láti wà united to remain in one Nigeria. Ó ń fún wa ní headache, ó ń borúkọ wa jẹ́. Bí Igbo ṣe ń commit crime níta ni Yorùbá náà commit crime níta. Let everybody go and bear their names. Nàìjíríà lẹ́yìn pọ́nlé Nàìjíríà tó ti wọ́ mi.
Brother, Koikimedia, ọ̀rọ̀ àgbà, kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀? Ebi ń pa wá o, ebi ń pa wá o. Ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀yà ti bàjẹ́. Ògbòlù ti tán upside down.
Ṣé mi ni mo sọ pé ògbòlù ti turn upside down? Ní sùúrù. Ó ní gbogbo ìlú ti turn upside down. Kí ló fà á tí ìlú fi turn upside down? Ṣáwọn ọmọ Igbo náà ni. And don't come and tell us that Tinubu is only there for 1 year. Tinubu ló lọ gbé Buhari wá olórí burúkú tó fẹ́ pa Lady K. Alábòsí má lè yan ọmọ Yorùbá yìí kẹ́. So tó bá yẹ pé wọ́n pa Lady K náà tọ́pẹ́ mi náà bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe máa sọ náà nìyẹn pé ṣé kò tán yín? Bomb bastard. So tó bá yẹ pé wọ́n rí Lady K náà pa bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe máa sọ̀rọ̀ náà nìyẹn. Kò ní dá fún gbogbo yín. Ẹ wá máa wá tọ́ sí Lady K lẹ́nu. Tó bá yẹ pé wọ́n pa náà ni bá ṣe máa sọ náà nìyẹn pé kò tán ẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin alábòsí ọmọ Yorùbá. Koiki lèmi ń jẹ́ o, mo dúró dáadáa, mo dúró tán. Ọkùnrin lèmi náà. Tó bá ń pè àwọn ọkùnrin ni mí pẹ̀lú mídíà mi níta jagunjagun. Èmi ò mọ̀ bọ́n yìí o, bọ̀ ní tí pé ká sọ̀rọ̀ ọkùnrin ni mí. Mo ní mò ń bọ̀ nílé, mo tún ń bọ̀ padà again ni ẹ máa gbọ́lẹ̀. Mo rí àwọn kan dẹ̀rẹ̀ pé mo dé pẹ̀lú olóyè ní ìmẹ̀kọ́. No! Olóyè ló ṣe court visit ni. Nígbà tó bá tásìkò, mò ń bọ̀ nílé. Ẹ lè stop mi. Àwa la nílẹ̀ ọmọ nílẹ̀ ò gbọdọ̀ sá fún ilẹ̀ àwa la nílẹ̀ Ìgbò kan ló ní Yorùbá ló ní mò ń bọ̀ nílé but not now. I am not coming up for your protest. Ẹ̀yin lẹ fẹ́ ṣe protest ẹ jáde kẹ́ ṣe protest but Yorùbá nation I will be home in Nigeria. In tó bá máa ṣẹlẹ̀ ló máa ṣẹlẹ̀. Idiot all over the place. À ń pariwo lójoojúmọ́ ẹ wá sọ wá di playboy. À ń pariwo problem wà nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. How do we resolve all this problem? It's by pulling out of Nigeria. Nigeria is the impediment to millions of our problems. Gbogbo problem tó exist fún gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá ní all over the world. Nigeria ni. We are not speaking English because English is not our language. I'm very sorry. It's very hot at the moment. But what we are discussing is about the breakup of Nigeria. And I'm sure you know that. And if you're not aware of that, that is exactly what we are talking about. We need an independent country away from Nigeria. Mo sọ̀rọ̀ nípa Ohando lánàá, orí fọ́ mi. Mo pàdé ìkan náà brother wa kan, I will not go into all the details. 8 years ló wà nílùú Ìkòníwé. ìyàwó wà nílé ẹ ń touch wa níbi tí kò dáa o ẹ ń touch wa níbi tí kò dáa èmi ò fi sentiment sọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà o ẹ ti touch wa níbi tí kò dáa rárá ẹ wá sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ wá tún ẹ fi sentiment sí. Nobody should put sentiment in this problem right now. Àti dé ojú bí tí olójó yes àwọn yẹn máa kú people will die. People die in this country for me to live in this country. People will die. There's no doubt about it. Even England, as it stands right now, tó bá lọ opportunity sí ni, there is a war coming here around Kongaza tí wọ́n náà. So don't come and tell me that people are not going to die. People will die. 40,000 people have been killed by Israel. 40,000 plus. Kò ní dá fún ẹni tó bá sọ pé kí wàhálà má ṣẹlẹ̀. Americans support Israel. Wọ́n fún wọn ní weapon. Wọ́n dẹ̀ fi ń pa àwọn èèyàn. 40,000 people have died, and that has not ended yet. Ukraine, Russia, ìjà yẹn ṣì ń lọ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́. If we need to stop the crisis and the bloodshed, let Tinubu come out right now and tell everybody to go their separate ways, and all our representatives return back to Yoruba land and leave Abuja for them. And with this, am I King Ben Daddy? One in central London is hot today. I want English, yes. I want Tony Robinson in the 27. Yes, I've been following it. Èmi ò lè lọ síbẹ̀ o, tó mo jẹ́ kó lọ fọ́gò mọ́ mi lórí. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, torí ìjà tèmi kọ́ ni mo fẹ́ lọ. Èmi fẹ́ wà níbi tí ìjà tèmi máa wà. Kò dẹ̀ sí nǹkan tó máa ṣe anybody. Ẹ má fi yẹn dẹ́rù bà wá. Àwọn kan wá ń gbádùn, àwa kan wá ń jìyà. Ẹ wá ń sọ pé Lagos, ẹ tẹ̀ pọ́n Lagos náà lè gan tó yẹn. And some of you that are writing Lagos, tẹ́ bá lọ bá ṣe Tinubu gan nísìn kò rí ti yín rò. $12 million house ló rà sí London, ilé yẹn wà níbẹ̀. Last upper week, kò ṣe week yìí, mo ṣì drive kọjá gba wájú ilé yẹn. $12 million, ó lọ́kẹ̀ pa. You understand pé Lagos State. We are not defending the Igbos. But what we are saying is, for as long as we remain in Nigeria, they will be using Nigeria against us. Àwa là ń fáwọn Igbo láyè, àwa Yorùbá, let's pull out of Nigeria and we can stop all their mess in the southwest. If they don't like, they will sell their property back and they will move back to Inewi. Al-Fayed sold his property. If the Igbos are listening to me, if care is not, if we get Yoruba country, you refuse to listen to us, we will not take it easy with you. British did not give Al-Fayed a British passport. Tofiku. It was the bar, it was not given a British passport because what rí pé ọ̀rọ̀ tiẹ̀ ọmọ Algeria ni, ó rà pé Algeria ni, ó fẹ́ lè lo influence. Al-Fayed tó ń fún àwọn MP lówó kó bá wọn béèrè question. Ẹ má gbé gbogbo yẹn wá síbi àyò. I'm not buying into all that. Mo dẹ̀ mọ̀ anybody rí o. Egypt, yes, Egyptian. Imagine somebody as rich as he is, he was not given a British passport. So let's go back into the program. So Mr. Kini ẹ ti sá lọ, mo bí question nísìn, mo ti fún ní answer tèmi, ẹ sá lọ nísìn ni. And that's what you know how to do. Nítorí protest gbogbo àwọn leaders Nigeria wọ́n ti fẹ́ sá lọ, kọ́ máa sá lọ, we will own all their properties. Ó dá fáwa. Mo ń gbọ́ àwọn ọmọ Ìgbò yẹn wọ́n wà determine gan, kò ń ṣe lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ nìkan. Òun lẹ́ ń gbọ́ mi o, mo gbọ́ fídíò kan tó send sí mi lánàá. Wọ́n ní kó lọ import gbogbo àwọn ọmọ IDP wá, àwọn IDP kó lòdì gbogbo wọn kó wọn lọ sí Àbújá, ó tẹ̀dá tó ń ṣe pé Lagos lọ kó wọn bọ̀. Wọ́n ní kó gbogbo wọn lọ sí Àbújá kó lọ máa gbé níbẹ̀. Ọmọ àwa ni káwa múra sílẹ̀ kí bàbá Akíntóyè máa monitor gbogbo tó ń lọ àti gbowó ṣá kó lọ́n kó wá direct wọn as it is. I am not the leader. I am the media. And I cannot tell you, oh, this is what we are going to do when that, no. There can never be two leaders in a vehicle. Baba Akíntóyè remain our leader. But as a media personnel, my job is to prepare you for as much of what can happen with the protest. Crisis has always been happening around the world in the histories until date. Nigeria, kódà ìyàwó mi tó wà ní India yẹn, Paliki Vantage, ó ti sọ ní mo gbọ́ news yẹn tán, only there will be a protest in Nigeria next week by the Gen Z. End bad governance. How you not go end them? But then we'll go and bring a neutral person. Which neutral person you go bring? We are not going to be part of Nigeria anymore. We are tired. So, go so kilo so.
Ba, you don't share that. Power.
Chelsea owner was not given a passport. Abraham kilo ruko enjoy again. Oruko insapa mi lori. Anthony Chelsea. Koda. Do you know what the British did? After Russia at Ukraine, I believe he sold the Chelsea. Short paratani. What gbese le Russians. I think he sold it to a guy in Turkey. No, I'm not be a deal or not. But if you know about it a little, I'm not into football. Moki Alex Mamu. Beauty Amakwe, Yadada, Amariba. I think he sold it. Yeah. Roman Abramovich, yeah, he sold it. Because he fake bestselling. And he never sold it, it was just paddy. Shabame Budani Sawo. Where yeah was suffering. So thanks so much for everyone. Continue to say we are backing like dogs. It's okay. That's exactly what is going to happen next week. Our call of a rally. I want to fake jade now, fake jade. I want to fake boro jade. Egbontalaye so.
Battalion ló máa jáde. Èmi ò mọ so mi o. Mo ní Kòròdú lásán. Battalion ni wà battalion. Àwọn ní jáde kẹ̀. Gbogbo ọgbọ́n tó ń dá. Àtòrò wọn, àtòrò. Orò mọ́kùnrin, obìnrin lòrò mú.
So, I'm going to open the phone line. That's the program. But I got one more from our brother because Bubu Alani voice. Voice Ijaya is a unique voice. Koda, ìyàwó mi máa ń sọ ní gbogbo ìgbà tí bá play tó bá ń gbọ́ ní sani adẹ́gbọ́n ẹ̀kọ́ nìyẹn. And I remember myself and him and Bedu went to Stratford begging Nigerians, especially Yoruba people. Tó bá ti rí wa báyìí. Everybody's now affected. Ọ̀rọ̀ Nigeria ó affect gbogbo wa. And if Nigeria is not affecting you, so be it. You are probably my small lovely sister, DJ Copy. I wish all Yoruba people can wake up in the morning. When was the last time they play Ayo? I was happy when I saw her because she's embracing our culture. Ayo, how many people don't play Ayo? Timothy don't play. We have a DJ Kini Kon Yoruba program that she Nìbàdàn. Suffering all over the place. Then I open the phone line. Just 2 hours, like she say. So we're still good. And it's very, very hot already. Mokibu Goma Yoruba. Go on, okay, brother.
Up Yoruba Nation. Up Yoruba Nation. Up Yoruba Nation. Lógo àwa nìyàn. Ọ gbogbo lórí àwa. Látòrí Akíntóyè àgbàlagbà. Ìgbòho òòṣà. Gbogbo sọ̀rọ̀sọ̀rọ̀ agitator. Gbogbo platform. Àdúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín o. Ẹ lè gbórò jáde. Ọmọ Yorùbá. Ẹ má dálé ayé wa rú o. Ẹ má dọ̀nà wa rú o. A fẹ́ kúrò lóko ẹrú ni o.
Mo kí mọ̀ sí mi lẹ́ǹkan sí.
Ẹ lè gbọ́dọ̀ jáde nígbà tá a fẹ́ protest o. Ẹ má gbọ́dọ̀ jáde nígbà tá a fẹ́ protest o. Tá ẹ bá fẹ́ káṣírí ìṣẹ̀ṣe tú o. Tsunami ló ń bọ̀ o. Àgbàlagbà. Àgbàlagbà ò lè wọ lọ́jà kó rí ọmọ tuntun kó wọ́ o. Àbí tó bá jẹ́ àgbàlagbà ká o.
Nígbà tá a fẹ́ gbára wa sílẹ̀, tá a fẹ́ tẹ̀ sí wọn lójú, tá a fẹ́ end bad government, lè gbọ́rọ̀ jáde o. Lè gbọ́rọ̀ jáde o. Fẹ́ kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ bàjẹ́. Èkó lè bàjẹ́ o. Peaceful protest la fẹ́ ní o. A dẹ̀ nílò láti ṣe lẹ́níwíẹ̀. Tẹ̀bẹ́ gbọ́rọ̀ jáde. Ẹ máa táṣìírí ọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ máa táṣìírí ìṣẹ̀ṣe o. Àwọn bọ́ọ̀sì máa tẹ́sí lójú. Ẹ gbà. A máa dáná sun anything. Ẹ má bàa láyé jẹ́ o. Adé kúrò lóko ẹrú. Lè gbọ́rọ̀ jáde. Lè gbé ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ jáde. Nígbà táwa fẹ́ jáde. Tẹ̀bẹ́ ṣe. Contrary ni o. Ẹ má ṣe o. Wọ́n máa tẹ́jú yín mọ́lẹ̀ o. Wọ́n máa tẹ́jú yín mọ́lẹ̀ o. Ẹ má ṣe. Dánwò ló bí ọ̀kẹ́rẹ́. Adáfẹ́ kú olóko ẹrú. Ń gbọ̀nà Àbújá. Ẹgbẹ́ fi ti wà lọ́wọ́. Àní gbà. Àgbàlagbà. Ẹyẹ àgbàlagbà tẹ́lẹ̀ kó bá jẹ. Ẹ bá Tinubu sọ̀rọ̀. Nǹkan tó ṣe nígbà ìdìbò. Nǹkan tó ṣe nígbà ìdìbò kò lè wọ́ọ̀kì látàrí o. National protest láfẹ́ ní o. National protest láfẹ́ ní o. Ẹ má dì wá lọ́wọ́ o. Káwa náà má dì í lọ́wọ́ o. Abẹ́bẹ́ ti fẹ́ àti rí fún adìẹ. A ní àkókò tó ta fẹ́ lé bad government. Bad government. Ta fẹ́ gbé ìgbésẹ̀ ayé rọrùn. Kí ló dé ta lè gbésẹ̀ ayé rọrùn? Torí àwọn olórí wa tó ṣiṣẹ́ fẹ́yìnbó. Tó ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ nítorí ẹ̀ pé tó ti rálé sílùú òyìnbó. Tó ti kọ́wọ́ sílùú òyìnbó. Tó fẹ́ kọ́yìnbó kún àwọn jẹ. Tó yìnbó ń control. Òun la ṣe ń jẹyà. Àkókò tó ta fẹ́ kọ. Ìṣẹ̀ṣe ẹ má dì wá lọ́wọ́. Ẹ má gbọ́bọ̀dé. A máa kọ̀tọ̀ nípa yín o. Ìṣẹ̀ṣe tẹ bá gbọ́bọ̀dé. Nísìnyí, ẹ máa kọ̀tọ̀ nípa yín. Ìtàn onígbàgbọ́ yín. Foreigners people. Vulnerable people. Wọ́n ní kí n gbóhùn sókè fáwọn. Wọ́n ní ẹ má ṣe. Ẹ má gbè lẹ́yìn ìjọba. Gbogbo wa nìyà ń jẹ. Gbogbo wa lóru mú. Gbogbo wa là ń lágùn lẹ́pọ̀n. Gbogbo wa là ń lágùn lóbò.
Ẹ má bínú fáwọn ẹ̀rọ káwa máa ń try láti avoid but àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ àlùfànṣáyìn. But you got the message, let's see that this was sent today. I don't know which one. Let's listen again. Then we'll move
of Yoruba Nation. Of Yoruba Nation. Of Yoruba Nation. Of Akitoye. Of Igbowosha. Of gbogbo ẹ̀yin sọ̀rọ̀sọ̀rọ̀. Campaigner. Agitator. Lovers. A máa jáde o. A máa jáde ibi tó bá ní kí gbígbé máa gbé bẹ̀ ló ń gbé ibi tó bá ní kí tẹ̀tẹ̀ máa tẹ̀ bẹ̀ ló ń tẹ̀ àwa máa jáde ìyá yìí pọ̀ yọ ń ṣomi ọbẹ̀ ó pọ̀
ẹ ṣe gan Mr. Sandan
ó pọ̀ ó yà pàtìyàn a máa jáde àṣà àwọn àgbàlagbà tó kù nílẹ̀ Yorùbá ń sìn àgbàlagbà ọjọ́ ni wọ́n abájọ ọ̀tá bára wa níbi tá a bára wa yìí ọjọ́ ìbẹ̀rù ìgbà wo la fẹ́ ṣe léyìí dá kí ló dé ẹ̀yin àgbàlagbà Yorùbá ẹ̀yin nìkan.
E no go better for your papa Francis Ezewugo, your papa and your mama, e no go better for them. Wọ́n ní ṣoríire. Simon Ekpa, your government in exile will never talk to me like that, it no go better for you. You where you never even talk to Nnamdi Kanu. Olosholori buruku omoina. Calm down, Oga. You and your people are the problem of Nigeria. Your people are not problem of Nigeria. That's the reason why we need to get the hell out of Nigeria. Oloshi. Your papa kò ní dá fún. Ọmọ Igbo lórí burúkú, bomb bastard. Let's take you out of the program. I can read all your comments. Keep coming. You see the reason why we got to get the hell out of Nigeria. Moke Alex Mamu. They've never had any video conversation with their leader that is currently in the DSS custody. Ulushi.
Ẹ̀yin nìkan lọ́lọ́run bá sọ̀rọ̀ nínú gbogbo ilé ayé. Ẹ má bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ tí ò make sense mọ́. Ẹ̀yin bàbá yìí, we don't want your fear. A máa jáde. Ẹ̀yin ò bá jáde ẹ jókòó sínú ilé yín. Ẹ̀yin àgbàlagbà yìí. A máa ka yín mọ́lẹ́gbẹ̀ yìí náà ni. Ẹ má bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ òṣì mọ́. Ìyà pọ̀, ìyà yìí ti pọ̀ jù. Wọ́n ṣẹ́yìn òkì nílùú lẹ́yìn nílùú ní ṣẹ́lú lélẹ́yìí. Ṣẹ́lú lélẹ́yìí. Ẹ wá ń bá wa sọ̀rọ̀. Àlákọ̀, àlàní. Awúsá mélòó ló lálàá? Ó yẹ pé Yorùbá yìí náà ni ẹ̀yin ojo, ẹ̀yin ọmọ ọ̀lẹ, àwọn àgbà ọ̀lẹ, àgbà ojo.
Thanks so much,
àwọn àgbà burúkú ló pẹ̀ nílé. Ìsọkísọ ló sọ lẹ́nu. Wọ́n ò tì wá láyè rárá. Ká máa borí tìyà lọ.
Thank you so much. And like I always say, I will be here to use my media to protect and defend the Biafra. I'm not talking about the IPOB that are under the doors. Those ones are criminals. Those ones are the ones that sold Nnamdi Kanu out. Thank you so much, Dr. Benjamin. The Biafra know where I stand, and they know where the Yoruba people stand. They are the ones calling for self-determination, not the Yoruba Ronus. They know where we stand. They know that the friction that we are all going down together, if we have separate country, it will be less friction. Look, if you go to central London today, Tony Robinson has mobilized thousands of English men, white women, children, fighting ahead for their future. I purposely not go because I want to be in the one that a minimum of power. What time and the Kanuton or was it our Nigeria, our Yoruba problem? Yes, we know that we have problems. Everybody's part of the problem. What hate is Simon Ekpa? I know that. The hatred that I have for Simon Ekpa, looking. And thanks so much to our Biafrans that are in the house. Like I always say, I want a country that we can negotiate and do business in the future. I don't want to be in a country where we are intimidating each other. There are some countries in the world today that I dare not travel to and do business. While there are some countries I would love to visit and see what we can do, maybe set up my media there. Baba mi Okoyemi Oriyomi ni orofe kun abukun niyen. E ma je ko ro lo kun abukun. Just raising shout out to you. Benny, international on here, but I have to cost them before I send them out of the broadcast. And they want to come and listen because they know where we stand. So shout out to you, the Ambazonians. Shout out to the Scottish and many of you. So let's open the phone line. But let's pick the conversation. Moki Great Yoruba Nation. They name us Nigeria and they won't live in peace. Benny. People, they vex more than me. But they cannot do exactly like this in Nigeria right now. But when things erupt, Koda, I want everything to be blackout. To be blackout in Lomanduju. Or blackout in Bugwe. Because Tinubu will shut down the internet for next week. So everybody must prepare their mind that there will be less coverage coming out of Nigeria. They are aware, they are scared, they are worried. But why are they worried? When everybody knows that the truth of Nigeria is coming out on a daily basis. Ashiri Nigeria and Jadi. So let's take the next 1 hour again and start a conversation from where we stopped yesterday. Last night I was very tired. If you're watching me yesterday, you can see it even in my eyes, in my blood. Kí ni eléyìí sọ?
Now you don't understand. Oh, new brain. But I'm gonna talk, say me, I don't do project before. Say I do, I lead them 2020. She big buying. Poor thinking. The way I'm brain me buying. You see, Timothy logo, now logo thinking. You are here to the protest in Nigeria, lead the Republic fight in Nigeria. You are to Dangote, go jáde, come and be paper, we save Nigeria. Dangote by my sorrow, I need save my business. Oh, my son, mind your business. I want Dele Muhammadu o lè rí wọn. O lè rí wọn gan. Business, you better mind your business. That's why I mind my business.
That is the reason why everybody's business must be grounded next week. Àwọn olórí burúkú ọmọ Yorùbá. Ṣé Yorùbá lélẹ̀ náà? Did you hear that? So that is the reason why tá a gbọ́dọ̀ fi sentiment sọ̀rọ̀ yìí. Ṣèbọ̀ ọwọ́ ọmọ Yorùbá ló ti make owó. Ìyẹn Zazu. Mo kàn fẹ́ play, mo fẹ́ lọ live ni mo kàn rí Délé Momodu pé Zazu. Wọ́n wonder pé kí ló kọ síbẹ̀. Pé let me just. Gbogbo àwọn dino yìí wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ lè move the next week. Shut the whole Abuja down. Nobody is going anywhere. Ó jáde nísìnyí, ó ń sọ jágbajàgba Zazu. Òun ti lówó lọ́wọ́, so òun ò ní ṣe protest. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ lówó lọ́wọ́, let's shut everything down. Mo ní ó máa kọ lọ́wọ́. If you don't know about VPN, èmi ò mọ̀ nípa VPN dáadáa, but get VPN, download VPN now. Ẹ lọ download the VPN. Ẹ lọ download VPN to bypass whatever needs to be bypassed. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá dẹ̀ mọ̀ nípa technology, àsìkò tó yẹ kẹ́ máa ronú dáadáa lélẹ̀, ká má fi gbogbo ẹnu sọ̀rọ̀. Ǹtẹ́ bá lè ṣe kí ni? Prepare your mind for every goddamn thing. Lórí burúkú Mali, ó jáde ń sọ jágbàjàgbà lẹ́nu. Ṣé ọmọ Yorùbá náà lélẹ̀? Ṣé àwa rí Délé Momodu tó ti compromise? Délé Momodu ti compromise now. So kí ló fẹ́ expect Délé Momodu kó ṣe? Àwọn ọmọ Délé Momodu ní British passport. Délé Momodu fúnra rẹ̀ gan ní British passport tó fi ń travel káàkiri. And Délé Momodu also ran out of Nigeria when Abacha wanted to kill him. So we should remain one Nigeria. Ṣẹ̀rípá alábòsí àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá tá à ń sọ náà nìyẹn. Irú Zazu yẹn. Bomb bastard. Let's continue. Now, yesterday, Agbenule Ohando. And we started digging and digging and digging. And few things were popping up as we were digging. So let me first take you all back slightly to Awontiko Sini Ori program Lano. But I'm sure as at yesterday till today, if the numbers of people watching our videos can give us $1, £1, there will be so much that we can do. But because most of you love the video, love the content, but you're not supporting the platform. In one of the platform on the Koikimedia, the video last night, I've gained about 4.6K view. That is just on the Koikimedia. If I go on the backup channel as well and add that to it, this is without the Facebook, it shows that the truth is coming out, but won't take time because I drive with truth here to the grassroots that doesn't have access to the social media. And don't think everybody's on the social media. I need a new set of people that can listen to Koikimedia. 1.6. So if I add 1.6 to 4.6 on the YouTube, that means the video we did yesterday is about almost 8K view. If you give me £1, that's about 8,000 pounds. You might ask that, Koiki, what are you going to do with the 8,000 pounds? Should I tell you what I can do with the 8,000 pounds? I will pull out 4,000 pounds. And I will use that 4,000 pounds to prepare more Yoruba to know about Yoruba Nation. I will not tell you what we're going to do. But what I would do with that money, within a month, one man suffering pé, bọ̀bọ̀ tó wà London yẹn, a máa ń gbọ́ program ẹ̀. Look, technology is so good now, but not a lot of us can be online, burning data to watch me from Nigeria. So we need to go offline. Offline for those that do not have access to the world as we have it today. Millions of Yoruba people do not have access to the internet. So help the mission and let us do more. And we appreciate every one of you that are watching my video and those that are cutting the video as well. Yoruba Space TV and also Odua TV and Wo TV. Most importantly, those three. Thank you so much and I appreciate it. Yekini Mustafa Muke, excuse me. Now, I'm going to go at the beginning again so that Kelly need better understanding. The reason why we are touching on Ohando is because Dangote came up with one particular Tobani video. Olakunle, if you're with me, share that video with me. Video that the Dangote spoke. I can look for it anyway. But if anybody has a short video, about me send this, it might be known because I love to get my feet into my small little slippers. Moki Baba Miola Dele, if I won't mention your name, be rest assured that I will appreciate you along the line. So we started talking about Ohando yesterday. But in Togbe Wadebe was because Dangote, Moki Baba Mwa International, Eshegoni, and as many of our elders that are watching around the world, most importantly in Nigeria. I want sọ̀rọ̀ nípa Dangote sọ pé ní Malta wọ́n blend the crude oil. How can they be blending crude oil from Malta? How? Láti bó síbo. But it's because Dangote has the intelligence. Ló ṣe sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Dangote is a billionaire with the Nigerian money. So he's concerned now that he has a refinery that they are not giving him crude oil. But they're telling Dangote that we cannot give you crude oil because Buhari, your Klinsman, has already used Nigeria for loan. And that means that most of the refineries that we have today, all the crude oil pumping out, which is about 1.2 million, Mukiawa Grace Olushoto, it seems that Dangote is now fired up. So, látàrẹ̀ láti wá rí inti Dangote sọ pé Ohando ó mọ̀ nípa this Malta. Níbo gan ló ń pè ní Malta? How many people knows if you don't pè ní Malta? Ẹ yẹ ká kọ́kọ́ lọ wo ìlú yẹn. You'll be surprised that a giant of ants, a giant of Africa, will be taking crude oil to a country called Malta. Is an archipelago in the central Mediterranean between Sicily and the North African coast. It is a nation because they speak one language. We are not nation. So country called Nigeria is not a country. Wawan Belosi, Malta, it is known for the historical site related to the succession of rulers, including the Romans, the Moors, the Knights of St. John, French and British. It has Emma Binu enter Lori Koikimedia Instagram. Emma Binu, I will have to come back again. Emma Binu Siwa. Mokibubu Alen can say. I need this one spare phone again. Because if I'm not using the software, it's a big problem for me because we're always short of one phone. It's okay. I'll go back to the Mokibubu Alen can say. If you're new to this platform, I am not interested in your one country called Nigeria. Am I interested in the protest next week? Oh, yes. I am very, very much interested. And I want it to become as much of whatever will dissolve Nigeria. Look, that protest will not be peaceful. If anybody's telling you there's a peaceful protest, there's no way in the world that they go for peaceful protest. Benny, too cool. So Malta is not up to 1 million. I'll give you the background. So, a country that has a population of less than 1 million. The whole population of Malta is 531,000. Ìwọ ọmọ Yorùbá tẹ́tí kò gbọ́ tó ń bá ọmọ Igbo jà. Your problem is ọmọ Igbo, when we should deal with Tinubu and everyone that is holding us back so that we can have a very powerful country. Mr. Koiki, how can we know the real app for the VPN? Maybe people will help us out. Those in tech. Yami Olajire Koka. I hope grandma is doing very well. She hasn't been on the program for a while. Everybody's going through one problem or the other. I'm not saying she's going through a problem, but I'm just saying that sometimes we are. And when we say support Koikimedia, is voluntary. So Teba Losi, one VPN PRO, if you're using Apple, that is from Sonke. You can support us with the GoFundMe. Your Naira, your pounds, your dollar, your Zelle. Olatunja Disa, thank you. So let me go back into the discussion. Malta, that Dangote talked about. Kilo mu Dangote jáde láti sọ pé blend the crude oil ní Malta wá ń gbé padà wá sí Nigeria. Who is behind that project? Is it Tinubu? Is it Fulani? Or is it ọmọ Igbo, as we call them? Aloha behind it. We now find out that it is Ohando. Ohando widely statement nisin. Wọ́n náà mọ̀ kọ́kọ́ nípa ẹ̀. Wọ́n ní Koiki bá mi sọ fáwọn èèyàn pé mọ̀ kọ́kọ́ nípa ẹ̀. We are loyal to Nigerians, though we also blend outside the country, but not in Malta. What should be providing jobs? Bẹ́ẹ̀ni bàbá mi Lanre Jinadu. Malta is an island on the outskirts of Italy. How did we get to all this? Is because I told us all, Moki Baba mi Oluwole Osho, dissolve all dissolvable now. Eshegoni. Wọ́n ní VPN already intact. Àwọn tó mọ̀ nípa ẹ̀. Ìyá wa, àwọn obìnrin náà mọ̀ nípa tech o. Okay, brother mi ni. Olaniyi Williams Oluwa Ìbùkún mi. Mo kí wọ́n wà ní Badagry. No grief for anybody. Wọ́n máa yìnbọn fún yín ní next week o. Wọ́n máa yìnbọn, but that will be the end of Nigeria. The end of Nigeria is getting closer, just like the Soviet Union and just like the Yugoslavia. Moki grandma Joke Boduni, Mama Dada. Àwọn màmá tó lọ síléèwé tó wá ń wo pé àwọn ọmọ àwọn ò lè lọ síléèwé mọ́. Ẹ ṣé gan ẹ kú àdúró tì wá. Dare Bravo. Ìyá wa Teresa, ẹ ṣé gan ni mà. Ẹ kú àdúró tì ràn yín. Gbogbo alájọ ń dúró tì kò ṣe mí nìkan. Tí late bàbá mi Bídèmí 2 hours péré la ṣe. The good thing about technology, ẹ máa wò lọ báyìí, ẹ wá rewind. Ismaila Bakari ni, I live in Malta for good 2 years before I came back. Let me say, but not worry, Oyibo, Awakolani. I come back to Italy, Malta. Don't talk to Lagos State. Now, Baba mi Michael ni, there's a platform don't put in Lagos PD, which causing big problem. And they come and cause a problem. What like you next week? Iyawa Grandma Stella, Shodainde, Mokima, Mokima support Koikimedia. Kimbutu said, I try as much not to hear about Nigeria again. It makes me sad. I understand, just like many of us. So let's go back to the discussion. We are talking about a country that Dangote talk about, that the population of that country, that nation, that has their dialing code, that has +356, their currency is euro. Their language is Maltese or multi-sign language. But the language of Nigeria is what? Yoruba. If I slap you, if I slap your face. So Yoruba be language of Nigeria. Igbo. We know Igbo before. Hausa. Why are we all a denier? Stone Cold me, a VPN or a virtual private network is a technology that Oyibo is for you. VPN. Download VPN and prepare for as much of next week. But about pay 1 million VPN is a technology that creates a secured and encrypted connection over a less secure network, such as the internet. It allows you to browse the internet privately and securely by masking your IP address and encrypting your data traffic. This can help protect your online privacy. Download it for next week. Nigeria has no language. Babami Ojo Koko 442. Nigeria doesn't have a language. And it has never had a language until the British forced English on every one of us. English not be our language. But what do we know about Malta? Malta is becoming a topic in Nigeria because another man that they call Dangote says, what are you saying? I have evidence that NNPC is blending crude oil in Malta, when many of you should be the one doing the job in our local government around the world. I mean, in Nigeria. Eshegoni, I am just doing my job. You could do it better if you have the privilege. My background was very good. I can tell you that. I was born in a silver spoon. And I'm grateful to my mom for pulling me out of Nigeria in 1998. September, precisely, I arrived in Gatwick Airport. I would have probably just be one of you looking like that and thinking, what the hell is this guy talking about? We're going to save Nigeria. You will not save Nigeria because Nigeria is going down from next week. It has been going down before, but it seems that the protest will bring it down. Tinubu might run into exile. There will not be any new governance. There will not be any new government. We will not tolerate that in Yoruba land. So if you protest, you are not protesting to bring Tinubu down and then go and force Peter Obi or go and look for somebody. No. Not even the military. Malta is not even up to some local government. Yet, many Nigerians do not even know that. But you will not get a visa to Malta from Nigeria. A place that every country that Nigeria is blending the crude oil should give us visa to go in there, do whatever we have to do, and come back out. But you know why? Because we are not citizens. You are all statistics. You are just a number in Nigeria that Tinubu took to the World Bank and got 2.5 billion US dollars on another loan that Tinubu will be dead before we can pay off that loan. We will break up that country whether you like it or not. But you all going out next week, no Europe. And don't come and tell me the Igbos are going to destroy us. Shagori from the Lebanese have already destroyed your lives. Most of you cannot compete with them because Niro Wotoni. They compete with Igbo because not all of them are doing good business. Some of them are into drugs. We know that. While some of you are into rituals, yahoo. But if all those Niger Delta boys, where they use crude oil, they do that bunkery, if they set it up properly, buy the machine for them and say, look, you just give me 50 liters of crude oil after you've done it. Then they will put it to the main whatever. This one like that. Every community, there will not be oil spillage that led to the death of Ken Saro-Wiwa by Abacha. But you are defending Nigeria and you are trying to have a sentiment in a country where the devil of your crude oil, I call it the increment of the devil. None of us have enjoyed it. How much then suffer petrol in Moki Baba Minuruddin. Moki and Tawalori Mixella is secure that Emma Foya. Odro Pasibe ni 6 hours. Tabashi Vimalo live the programming. Added to read Buta Repada. Support Koikimedia is costing me a lot to operate. I first sọ̀rọ̀ nípa Malta, kátẹ̀ tó máa sọ̀rọ̀ nípa blending. And the only way we can find out that ẹrántí nǹkan tá máa ń lò, ta ló rántí? Student, ta ló rántí OEC? What is the OEC? When we talk about the OEC, what does it give us? OECD. How many people remember that? OECD. No, OEC, not OECD, sorry. Malta. OEC. Ta ló rántí? OEC is what they call the Observatory of Economic. Daniel. OEC. I want to give us the full meaning. It is the Observatory of Economic Complexity. Mark Stevens says, and I quote, our life don't spoil. Malta, a population will not reach 500,000. And our government of a giant Africa is moving crude oil to Malta. YouTube made a freeze, so I have to refresh it. and they will take it there, they go refine them, and they'll bring it back with shipping, and you are saying we should keep Nigeria. Are you sure you're okay? Let me go into what is Malta export and import in 2022. Share the program. If you don't understand Yoruba, I can't help you. As much as this program is in Yoruba, but we add English to it. We are now inside the observatory the I want to give us the full meaning. I've opened too many things on my browser, so let me slow it down because it's slowing down my system a little bit. I'm also Nipa Andy Ufanyuba, the one that died in London at 52. I told you that World Health Organization said many Nigerians will not survive 52 years old. So, Ifanyuba, with all his wealth, we were told he died of heart attack. I don't know how true that is. I don't have that information, but all I can say is he died. Should I say him so rest in peace? I care less. Answer Nipa Malta. Shout out to you all as you are joining this program. Somebody is calling, so about the program, and I had to send a message to that person. Stop calling. So let's go into a bit of discussion about this Malta under the Observatory of Economic Complexity. So for us to dive into it, I want you to keep the numbers because that number is with Tinubu now. Data that Yoruba people can do very well. He said so when he was also campaigning for Yoruba Nation directly or indirectly before now, some few years back. So the historical data is telling me that Malta, a country of 500,000, they are not doing very bad. They are not doing very bad. Koda, they are doing very well for the numbers of the people and the population. And we're going to dive into it. We're going to talk about it a little bit. And I want you, if possible, have your pen and paper ready. Mr. Tayo. Why are we talking about population without talking of how we can develop our own multitude of systems we have in Nigeria? What is Nigeria? What multitude of systems you want to develop in Nigeria? The one that your father and your mother did not develop, so you can develop it. The one that your great-grandfather did not develop, so you want to develop Nigeria. Are you sure you're okay? You better wake up from your slumber and your sleep, because that country is an illusion. You're going to develop Nigeria. How? Disturb one, bomb bastard. Come here and say, you're going to develop Nigeria. You're going to fix Nigeria. Baba Temi, they could not fix Nigeria. Baba Temi, they could not fix Nigeria. Your father, my father, they could not fix Nigeria. My mom ran out of Nigeria in 1992. Abori yo pe na yan mo te se ndela no ita o se bilano. And you lo se yan mo kekeke. Mama to be me, my mother lives in UK now. Mo fe sọ̀rọ̀ nípa benefit mama Angelini. Menu de belano. I was so tired yesterday, but I have all the strength today to go for 5 hours non-stop. This was the reason why my mom left Nigeria sometime 1992, you know, go better for you now. Say when we fix Nigeria. My mom was traveling with close to $100,000 for business trip. Far back as 23 countries my mom have traveled to before I was born in the 70s. Come here and say you want to fix Nigeria. So, ìyá tèmi tó sá kúrò Nigeria in 1992, kò mọ reason tó ṣe kúrò Nigeria. You think it's a joke to leave her children in Nigeria so that she can look for what they call japa that most of you are doing today. My mom japa in 1992. Idiot all over the place. You want to fix Nigeria. The Nigeria that MK Abiola destroyed or the one that Babangida built? Idiot all over the place. Oh, the one that Peter Obi wants to come and build. Kò ní dá fún gbogbo yín. Ẹ̀yin ò mọ̀ gọ̀. So you think you can fix Nigeria? Poverty-stinking people. What if the poverty of a buying country mélòó ni ìyá yín lọ? Tell me how many countries your mother have traveled to. 23 countries, including China. Ni mọ̀mísí mi ti lọ. 23 countries in this world. And up to date, she just came back from Benin Republic. No go better for you now. How many countries have your mother traveled to that she will tell you that Nigeria is going to work? So if my mom that traveled that length and then decided that in 1992, it was time for her to pack up because dollar was going to just under 14 naira to a naira. Kò tí pé 100 naira. Kò tí pé 100, kò tí pé $40. It was just less than $1 rather, $1 like this is equivalent to 40 naira. So that means as at the time my mom was living in Nigeria, if they give her, she would have to change about 45 naira to $1 for the business. So if she needs $60,000, she will need the multiple equivalent of the 45 naira. To buy buying. Yeah, buying is always expensive, but selling, they sell it cheap for you. And the Northerners Fulanis were the one in charge of the forex, while the Mugu Yoruba people were studying and doing PhD. And they were using that for terrorism for a very long time. Only for us to be told by United Arab Emirates, we are all mumus. Ìlú mélòó ni màmá ẹ̀ ti lọ kó wá sọ fún mi lórí social media. And I will list all the countries that my mom have traveled to. She just returned back from Benin Republic just a week ago. Idiot all over the place. Today, the benefit on Fuyai in London, well, for many of the Yoruba mothers on our age bracket in Nigeria today, it was the council that called my mom and said, with your age now, there are certain things you are entitled to, and we believe that you have not applied for them. There are certain things, what I mean certain things, they are not one, they are about 100 different things that they lay down to my mom and say, look, you have the benefit for all these, including a house. Idiot all over the place. Àwọn ìyá àgbàlagbà ẹ wá fi wọ́n tayò by Koku Foundation. Máa gbé aṣọ sí wọn lọ́rùn. Máa fún wọn ní magi, máa fún wọn ní ẹ̀pà. Ṣé bó ṣe jẹ́ kó rí nìyẹn? Ẹ wá sọ pé Lagos ẹ ní. Gẹ́gẹ́gẹ́gẹ́ gbàjàgbàrọ̀. So Koku Foundation ló máa tọ́jú gbogbo àwọn ìyá arúgbó tó ń gbé ní Lagos State. Where is the Lagos State government? Where is all the local government in Lagos State to look after all those old mothers apart from Koku Foundation? Idiot all over the place. Wọ́n fi àwọn ìyá yẹn wọ́n gbé wọn sórí social media. Èmi ò ṣe gbé mọ́ sí tèmi náà kí cancel kò ṣe gbé mọ́ sí mi sórí social media pé wọ́n fẹ́ fún ní nǹkan nísìn yàtọ̀ sí pé mò ń sọ fún yín lórí social media nísìn. So Koku Foundation wants to give them donuts. He will then take a picture and upload it on his page. So ìyẹn tẹ́ yín lọ́rùn. Àwọn ìyá tó yẹ kó máa tọ́jú without coming on the social media. Awala boast ọmọ Yorùbá. Buffoons all over the place. Nigeria is sitting on a keg of gunpowder, and that powder will start exploding from next week. Like it or hate it. Let's go back to Malta. I don't want to be distracted. Mo fẹ́ wà lórí Malta yẹn, because there's so much that can be discussed on Malta for the next 1 hour. A country that is less than 500,000. Let me first give you some of what was exported. Export in touch nínú country wọn tó wá tà síta. In touch nínú country yẹn tó jẹ́ 500,000 tó wá tà síta. Farabalẹ̀ kó wo ibi tí ìwọ náà bá rò pé lára nǹkan tí mò ń sọ yìí ó ṣe é ṣe kẹ́ pé tó bá jẹ́ pé inú ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ló wà ìwọ náà lè ṣiṣẹ́ lábẹ́. Kò ṣe gbogbo ala máa jẹ́ doctor, kò ṣe gbogbo ala máa ṣe bus driver, kò ṣe gbogbo ala máa jẹ́ scientist, but ibi tí ìwọ náà bá rò pé o lè ti ṣiṣẹ́ pẹ̀lú àwọn nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ sọ yìí àwa ṣe máa sọ value of those things. But I can tell you that the refined petroleum in Malta in 2022 was the value of $460 million. That is part of what Nigeria has done for Malta. Kò ní dá fún ẹni tó sọ pé keep Nigeria. A country that is 500,000, and then you're going to tell me giant of Africa. Oh, it's bad leaders. It was never a bad leader. That is what the British wanted. To make sure that our life is suppressed, and then we can continue to be japa all over the place. Take that number one. In 2022, the total value altogether of Inti Malta Sendisita, what they were shipping out of their country, and the one that was going by air, the one that was going by road, the one that was going by train, was the value of $4.8 billion US dollars. A country of 500,000. Kò pé 1 million people. So kí ni wọ́n ṣe àwa náà lè ṣe tá bá dá dúró gẹ́gẹ́ bí orílẹ̀-èdè as 35 million people? Do you know what we can produce as 35 million Yoruba people on every province across Yoruba land? And today, no industry is working. They bring everything in, including everything as included toothpick. And you are there saying we will fix Nigeria. Eshegoni, a comment. How do you fix it? You want to fix a country where we're so divided, because that is what the British wanted. And as divided as it is, it might end up in another civil war. That is the reason why we're crying out today. That is the reason why we're shouting. We have a population of 35 million. That means calculate it mass. That means for every 500,000 people in Yoruba land, we should be producing $4.8 million worth. And what multiply it? 4.8 million multiplied by 35 million. Or no? What I'm trying to say is, if we have, let's keep it as 500,000 in Malta, and they're producing goods of $5 billion. They produce as Yoruba people as 35 million. Further mass. Yoruba produce in 1 year. Malta ban producing 5 billion worth of goods sent out of their country. They produce. Our joke was abroad. And joke sílé gbogbo àwa ń suffer. Àwa ń pariwo, èèyàn kan wá ní ká shut up. Pa àmọ́ tá ń sọ. Kí là ń ṣe ní bíbáyìí? We will come and do the same thing in Yoruba land. Refined petroleum. A country of 500,000. One refined petrol fún, but fún a zoo country. 4 refineries in Nigeria, none of them is working. That means that we will be making about 350 billion US dollars every year. Eshegoni, Mr. Ashanti Timothy. 350 billion US dollars is what Yoruba people are losing on a yearly basis for as long as you remain in Nigeria. But you are more concerned about the Igbos. Malta, M-A-L-T-A, Mike Alpha Lima Tango Alpha. A population of 500,000, but in 2022, their total export was 4.87 billion US dollars. One of the items that they were exporting back was because Nigeria was giving them the crude oil, and Dangote is upset about it. But why should we give Malta that refinery to produce the crude oil? Orlando they are all bomb bastard. Àti Dangote o, àti Seyi Tinubu, àti Deji Tinubu. Ní kúre, ogun máa wọlé pa gbogbo yín ni sẹ́. Ogun máa wọlé pa yín. Tẹ́ bá drive nínú those SUV Jeep. Only the driver will survive. Gbogbo yín pátá ni ogun máa wọlé tó máa mú ẹ̀jẹ̀ yín. Because ẹ ti ṣe jàǹbá fún gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá. Kí ló dé tí Lagos State ò build the refinery lórí ilẹ̀ ta ní tọ́gbẹ́ fún Dangote tọ́gbẹ́ $100 million US. Ìwọ wèrè wá sọ fún mi pé ká má destroy Lagos State torí pé àwọn ọmọ Igbo fẹ́ destroy Lagos State. So be it. Whatever will happen will happen. Kí ló dé tí àwa fúnra wa build that same refinery ká wá stop Nàìjíríà tó ń gbé epo lọ sí ṣé ọ̀dẹ̀ ní gbogbo wa ní ṣé wọ́n tẹ̀rọ pé òmùgàn ni wá ṣé wọ́n rò pa stupid ṣé wọ́n rò pé kò irú ìjọba yóò ní wá tá a máa ṣàlàyé fún yín. Even if I'm screaming, I'm shouting, I'm trying to still give you the narrative in the way they understand it. Bóyá ògbọ́n kan tí mò ń sọ dáadáa ní gbogbo ìlàjẹ ní Ondo ó jẹ́ ká ní refinery níbẹ̀ tó máa bá wa refine gbogbo epo Nàìjíríà. Ìtẹ̀fín gbé lọ sí Malta kò dé ń ṣe Malta nìkan ló ń gbé lọ. Many countries around the world are enjoying refined Nigeria crude oil. Ìwọ wá wà ní bíbá àwa wá jọ ń struggle. Mo wá ń pariwo lójoojúmọ́ pé ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà nílẹ̀ Yorùbá lè make it $350 billion US every year. Tàbá dá dúró gẹ́gẹ́ bí country. Ó wá ń bi mí pé ta ló máa ṣe prime minister. Bàbá ẹ̀ ló máa ṣe prime minister. Ìyá ẹ̀ ló máa ṣe prime minister. Wọ́n tó bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Gbàtẹ́ pọ̀ dẹ̀ níyín. Ẹ̀ ń wá òtítọ́ lọ́dọ̀ China's television, lọ́dọ̀ TVC, lọ́dọ̀ NTA. Ibẹ̀ lẹ ti máa rí. Máa wá òtítọ́ lọ́dọ̀ BBC Yorùbá. BBC Yorùbá is the British bias corporation. Làwọn English máa ń pè. Is a bias corporation. But tó bá ti tan fóònù wọn, BBC Yorùbá kí lẹ tún gbé wá fún wa o. Idiot all over the place. And we are the one paying for that service staying enjoying in Nigeria. But yet, they are against what we are saying. Let's go back again. So, in 2022, Malta helped Nigeria and many countries. And let's look at the countries that they were sending those refined products to. Couple of them. So what they do is those countries are taking crude oil to them. Or some of them, they are probably selling part of our crude oil. Because I won't be surprised that they will steal crude oil in Nigeria and move it to Malta. And you are there screaming that you are hungry. Do you know that they are moving crude oil to Malta and then blend it and then they sell it outside Nigeria? How do you think Abacha was having $5 billion outside Nigeria? It is part of the crude oil. Àwọn wá bíbá nísìn àwọn sọ tó ń dùn wá lọ́kàn èèyàn kan wá dé àwọn máa sọ̀rọ̀ ọmọ Ìgbò sọ̀rọ̀ ọmọ Ìgbò ni mo sọ nísìn à ń sọ tó ń dùn gbogbo wa lọ́kàn. Kí ni wọ́n fún Dangote láyè tí àwa náà lè ṣe the same thing? Tinubu ò ṣe kọ́ refinery ó ṣe jẹ́ Dangote lè gbé fún if there's not something behind it. Fún wa lówó ìwọ gbalẹ̀ ó wá dé nísìn wọ́n jọ ń sunkún sábọ́. These are the countries that Malta sold the refined petroleum. In tó ń pè ní epo tẹ́ fi ń tà sínú mọ́tò yín àti generator. I better pass your neighbor. Lebanon paid part of the highest from Malta. They spent $103 million US. Remember that Malta is not a big country. Back of your mind, it's just a country that is 500,000. But yet, one supply epo that one refine. So that means they have these giant plants like Dangote, whether it is small, whether it is big, but they were getting consistent crude oil from Nigeria because Dangote said so. So they are also sending it to Malaysia, Morocco, Tunisia. I'm looking for the Nigeria one because that is the one that we want to see. Mambo. After about Tekpo for Nigeria in 2022. Niger got crude oil, refined petroleum at value of $226,000. Mambo. Because I'm PKK come on in there. Burkina Faso, Libya, Niger, Rwanda, Tanzania, United Arab Emirates, Philippines, Kyrgyzstan, Georgia, even India. France, North Macedonia, Portugal, and Poland. Okay, I can't see Nigeria on this side. Be aware, Tekpo for Nigeria in 2022. But we can go and find another year. After tó bá jẹ́ pé wọ́n kàn gbé kúrò lọ síbẹ̀, wọ́n dá padà. So that means wọ́n blend ẹ̀ níbẹ̀, but wọ́n dá padà sílé. Mo ṣe ń wá ń fẹ́ wò ni because they have the short boxes, so I'm trying to put the mouse on it to make sure that I've not lost or missed out Nigeria. If it's not there, it's not a problem. That shows that Nigeria is being omitted because we are only supplying them the crude oil, but they are not returning it back to Nigeria. So somebody is making money out of this. Ẹ̀rọ̀pá stupid àbí. Káwa máa ṣiṣẹ́ fún as diaspora. So Nigeria is not included from what I've read here so far. But let's go one step back. Let's go to 2021 and let's see if Nigeria bought anything from them. But if Dangote is saying that they are blending there, is it the blending to return back or blending to sell on? You understand what I mean? So, àwọn ọmọ Niger Delta tó ń ṣe bunkering, do you blame them now? So that means if, and I'm going to look at another one, in 2021, they had a value of 879 million. So I'm going to go back again and see which of the countries bought from them. If Nigeria is not there, what that is telling me is that they are stealing the crude oil from Nigeria, send it to blend, and that is not reflecting on the data because it is meant to return back to Nigeria. That means they are not buying from Nigeria, but they are using Malta as part of where they are blending to sell on. No, they're not selling it to them. That's the mistake that we're making. It is not sold to Malta. It is given to them for free. If containers of ship is coming in to Nigeria and load it, and they switch off the satellite or whatever on the ship, and the Navy is compromised, they load it, they take it back to Malta. Malta take it in, sell it, and commission goes to whoever is giving it. That is what they are doing in Nigeria. That is what they've done for a very long time. Until Dangote now told us that there is blending plant that is used to blend Nigeria crude oil. Nigerian crude oil that is meant for Nigerians because we are all meant to be Nigerians, right? So they are not selling it to Malta. They are stealing it in Nigeria and send it to Malta to blend it in large quantity. So àwọn tó wá jẹ́ àwọn kékèké ní Nigeria ní Niger Delta, àwọn tó ṣe bunkering, àwọn yẹn ló máa lé mú. That is exactly what is happening. So let's look again and see if in 2021 we bought any refined petroleum from Nigeria. So Singapore seems to pay the highest price of the refined petroleum in 2021 at the value of, Mumbo, I want to be sure before we go into it. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. 3. So we said that the whole amount of petroleum refined in 2021 in Malta was 879. So Singapore alone bought 357 million worth of it. Those are the countries that we want to do business with in the near future. I will not name all the other countries, Indonesia, Malaysia, Turkey, but I'm more interested whether Nigeria was part of the country that bought. Again, so far, looking at all the maps, I cannot see Nigeria. Burkina Faso is there. Benin Republic paid 3.3 million US dollars. Kilodeti has set up plants in Benin, the neighboring country to Nigeria. Do you know the distance between Malta and Nigeria? They play. Burkina Faso, Niger, Libya, South Africa, and VAD. Democratic Republic of Congo also bought from them. Rwanda bought from them as well. Burkina Faso, Tunisia. But so far again, I cannot see Nigeria. But what that shows is that Nigeria is not off the radar. So why is Dangote now talking about Malta? So if crude oil is stolen from Nigeria to Malta, this is a response from Ohando with a press release about yesterday or whenever that press release came out. Let's read it quickly. I hope you are getting the message. The most message I want us to get from this particular is a population of 500,000. In 2021, let me give you the total value of how much they sold, and I'll still tell you some of the products. In 2021, let's go back, let's refresh it. The total export in no, I don't need 2022 again. I need 2021. Yeah, 2021 is $4.8 billion. So that means they're not doing bad. Between 2021 and 2022 is almost the same number. A country that is less than 500,000. So, kila won ṣe to right tí Nigeria náà lè ṣe for us to have prospered as a country is because Nigeria was not designed to work. It was designed to fail from the day one that the British joined it together. Now, before we move further, some of the other items produce and export. Okay, let's do this way. Let's go to import and see if we can find crude oil imported from Nigeria. Let's see. So I'm now at the import part of the... So they did import a lot. Remember that they don't have much. So they have to import many other goods and other products to produce as well. So their total import was about $17 billion. Huge amount is because resources will only. So what we're going to find out is they are also importing refined petroleum. I don't know how that is working. No, crude oil. I've seen crude oil. Crude petroleum. So I'm clicking on the crude petroleum. Let's see if they're bought from Nigeria or not. Only 3 countries, aware. Crude petroleum from Malta, according to the OEC. And I'm going to share the link for those of you that are watching me right now. If you go and do your verification, but Koikimedia. So I've just shared that on the link for those of you that are watching us on YouTube, and I'm going to do the same thing on the Facebook. You are watching a live transmission. It's exactly 15 minutes past 6 p.m. local time in London, where this transmission is coming from. Yes, you're right. F1 say yes off the radar to Nigeria. So when they move into Nigeria, they switch off their radar. And the Navy is compromised. Every one of them is compromised. They are all criminals. So I've just shared the link in case you also want to click on that link, and it will take you to exactly where I'm reading from. And those of you on Twitter that you want to just have a proper check, I'm doing that as well now. I'll be telling you a little bit more about the man that died in London and why he wanted to assassinate Simon Ekpa some few months ago. Is it karma, or is it just that death came because he was due to die? 52 years old, with all the wealth. I was told from what we read, he died of heart attack in a London hotel. Should I say God bless his soul? No. Let him go and deal with that soul, wherever that soul is going. I care less. So let's come back to Malta. So in 2021, Malta actually imported crude oil, but the majority of that crude oil came from Kyrgyzstan at about 275 million. That's about 91.1%. Then Italy and Spain, 3 countries. So let's go to 2022 and see if they did import from Nigeria. So we're going to click on the import. So the total import from Nigeria in 2022 is what I want to talk about now. So the import. So we're going to look for crude oil. So let's look for crude oil. Petroleum gas. No, not petroleum gas. Let's see if we find it. I can see petroleum, refined petroleum. Okay, crude petroleum. Yeah, I find it here. 2022. Again, that means they have a cordial relationship. Both crude oil, Torah, ní 2022, 100% came from Kyrgyzstan. So, níbo ni Dangote ti wá rí information tiẹ̀ tó jẹ́ kó yé wa pé wọ́n move crude oil láti Nigeria lọ sí Malta. So we know that Malta has a blending machine or a blending plant where they can reproduce crude oil and convert it back to many other items apart from petrol. Even this one is coming from crude oil. This Vaseline that I always put on my lips just to keep it moisture because of the weather so that it doesn't break and lose. Now, what are the other items that was exported? Then we move swiftly and then we go to Ohando. So we know that they also export integrated circuits, packaged medicament, refined petroleum, machinery, low voltage protection equipment, documents of title, passenger and cargo ship, recreation boat, toys, fish fillets, light rubberized knitted fabric, plastic lids. We have a lot of rubber. So in Nigeria, in Yoruba land, Oyekama produce almost everything that we can use and also export. So now let's read what Ohando told us regarding these mortar or no mortar. This was July 26th. Let's see if I can open it a little bit wider. So this is coming from the criminals calling themselves, let's go back here. I want to open it a little bit because I'm far away from the laptop. So, Lagos, Nigeria, your Lagos again. Ohando PLC statement on allegations of owing interest in a multi-oil storage and blending facility. RAS Ennis Oil Terminal Limited. That's the name of the terminal. Our attention has been drawn to a recent allegations on social media and digital media leveled against Ohando PLC owned by Tinubu's family, the Tinubu, the criminals that you are all protecting. Ohando or the company of being a shareholder and its principles of being board members in a multi-company that is country of 500,000 people population. RAS NC Oil Terminal Limited that operate an oil storage and blending facility and is purportedly responsible for importing adulterated petroleum product into Nigeria. Considering the above, we wish to refute such claims and attest that neither Ohando PLC nor its executive, Deji Tinubu, all those criminals, have ever held shares or investment or interest in the fictitious Motors company. As part of a comprehensive investigation into the basis of the false claims, which investigation now they do? You all know that Lagos belongs to you. So you want to claim come about Lagos. Lagos doesn't belong to you. It belongs to Tinubu and the Shagoris and the Lebanese. The amount of money pumped to the Lebanese and the destruction of what they are doing right now in Lagos State, also surpass Bonti Ibo ti ṣe fún yín for 25 years. Elemi mo kole, be mo sọ pé mo parọ́ lórí social media. The value of that your Lagos, tí ẹ sọ pé àwọn Ibo ló destroy, tẹ́ bá wo in táwọn Lebanese ṣe ní Lagos State yẹn, òun ló lọ lọ́nkàn yẹn. But alábòsí ni gbogbo wa. Ibo la fẹ́ lẹ̀dí mọ́ torí àwọn gangan ni wọ́n súnmọ́ wa bí ṣọrùn. While Tinubu was governor of Lagos State, he was making use of Lagos State not just to enrich himself, but to also enrich the Lebanese and the Shagoris. And the Shagoris are also part of the people that they've just given the coastal Lagos Calabar Bridge, that road, that they are going to use the pension fund of 20 billion naira to fund it. And we know that Sheyi Tinubu is one of the board directors. They play and they say you are a Lagosian. I pity a lot of you that keep supporting these criminals. We therefore believe that the false claims are of the malicious intent of misleading the public. Who is misleading the public? Now, let's give you the background. I talked about it yesterday, but let's give you the background of how Ohando became Ohando. It was never Ohando in 1911. Because 1911 was 3 years before the fraudulent amalgamation. It was known as the Standard Oil, America. So America has vast interest in that crude oil exploration and taking everything. You always laugh, deleted. Let's now move away from their stupid criminal statement because everything in Nigeria is false. Remember to support this platform. The First Bank, 3096808848, OLAYOMI KOIKI. It is ethical. It is just to support the project of our media. We will not be attending Oshogbo Festival because right now, I don't want to write to Wilson Chibututo from the Southeast that a Yoruba man wants to attend Oshogbo. Until that is resolved, Koikimedia will not. We have pulled out of the Oshogbo Festival this year. Even if I wanted to send my team, we have pulled out. Let them deal with the problem that Adeleke and the kings and those that have vast interest to sell off Oshogbo to an indigene that is not a Yoruba man. So let's go to the history of Ohando. The same Ohando, as we know, is a subsidiary of Vito. I told you yesterday on the program of the 26/7/2024. Go and watch it. But we're going to talk about it again. Vito is a Swiss-based Dutch multinational energy and commodity trading that was founded in Rotterdam in 1966. And Ohando, owned by Tinubu's family, is part of Vito. Vito is a company, it's not a country, yet they are valued at $404 billion as at last year. They play. The whole Forex that Nigeria has today, foreign reserve, is not even up to $50 billion. Yet, that Olori Buruku Kadoso continue to use the dollar Forex to manage the Naira. And that is why your Naira continue to go down. Depreciation, because if we were in a country of Yoruba land, we will have a total value of 350 billion amount of money in our export. But the only reason why you are not rich, because Dangote, the BUA, the Otedola in the energy, the Alakijas and the Okoyas and the rest of them continue to allow import of whatever should have been produced in Nigeria for you to consume. This Oronando is not ending today. I will be on the attack until I'm satisfied. But Ohando was never Ohando in 1911, which was 3 years before the fraudulent organization amalgamation. Kilon Petele, I will tell you that. Don't go away from this program because it's very, very hot in here. These are the things that we are meant to have known, and don't ever, as Yoruba man, put sentiment in what is about to play out in Nigeria next week. Because nobody has enjoyed the crude oil. How much Nigeria is not better than Libya. Petrol in Libya is like water. Water is more expensive than petrol in Libya. So people in Libya, if you're watching me, put in the comment section. The cheapest thing that they do in Libya today is petrol. You should not be paying up to 60 naira to a liter for your petrol. If Nigeria was refining all those products ourselves with all the fake 4 refineries that was never ready to work. Babami Omitola Kendini, I do laugh when I hear that Nigeria will better. How? Because I've been hearing this ever since I was young. It can never be better. And your life will be miserable. And some of you might die of heart attack like Ifeanyi Uba. With all his money, he ended up to die of heart attack from what we heard. I told you, World Health Organization say Nigerians will not survive 52 years old. If you do, you're lucky. Now, let's continue. Ohando PLC is a Nigerian multinational energy. It was never Ohando as far back as 1911. We'll find out here. They keep changing the name, moving the name, so that we get confused. But we want to find out the roots of the problem. You are telling me about 1960. Was our problem from 1960? Was our problem from regional government? No. Our problem was from the amalgamation of a fraudulent country called Nigeria. That is what we need to destroy. That is what we need to break. That is what we need to de-amalgamate so that we can go back to where we are before. So they were sucking Nigeria after they've detected crude oil. America, Britain, and the rest of them. And they were using their own name. Nigeria was a trading partner. It was for economic reason, the amalgamation. It was not because to also, you can never unite. There will be bigotry, there will be fighting, we will hate each other to thy kingdom come. In July 2016, Ohando entered into a tripartite agreement. What is the meaning of tripartite? Because we cannot first be talking about tripartite if we do not know the meaning of a tripartite agreement. Tripartite agreement is a business deal between three separate parties. So Ohando was doing business dealing with three different, and that's why it's a subsidiary of Vito, a Rotterdam, Amsterdam company. In the mortgage industry, a tripartite or tripartite agreement often takes place during the construction phase of a new home or condominium complex to secure so-called bridge loan for construction itself. What is a tripartite agreement and how is it used? A tripartite agreement is a business between Ohando and Vito to make sure that you Nigerians will live in abject poverty, and they will make a decision on your life with the crude oil that Nigeria has in the Niger Delta, and they destroy all the fishing areas. They cannot go to the fish again anymore. The one in Ondo is being sucked for so many years, does not benefit anybody. So why are you putting sentiment in Nigeria is what I don't know as Yoruba people. A tripartite agreement is a deal between three parties. The term can apply to any deal, but it's commonly used in the mortgage market. So are we saying that they mortgage Nigeria using Ohando owned by Tinubu's family? So while we are thinking we have crude oil, why Dangote think he has crude oil, they're telling him, no, that crude oil is no longer our own. There's a tripartite agreement, big English, that will destroy our head. Understanding a tripartite agreement spells out the various securities and contingency between the three parties in the event of default, in case Ohando does not supply the crude oil to Vito. So you can see why Tinubu was not ready to support Yoruba Nation, because his business interest in Ohando is linked to a tripartite with Vito. But it was never Ohando, because history told us that it was a name called Standard Oil PLC America in 1911. Let's go further. So we now know that Ohando went into a tripartite agreement, and I've explained the tripartite. So you will not be shocked if anybody say tripartite. And only God knows how many tripartite agreements some of our governors have signed their state of. Your Lagos is probably under so much tripartite loans, and you are here defending it. So Vito Group, an independent trader of energy commodities, and the Elos investment partner. That means that three, Ohando, Vito, and Elos. Elos is also owned by Tinubu's family. And then let them release a statement and tell me that I'm lying on social media. Because why was it set up in 2006? Who gave them the reason to go and set it up in London? Helos, spelled H-E-L-I-O-S. We talked about them yesterday after I went into the company's house and dig a little bit about them. It was set up by a Yoruba man called, I'll give you his name now. It was set up, I hope I didn't. Yeah, it was set up by a Yoruba man called Babatunde Shoyoye. Babatunde Shoyoye set up Helos. So Elos and Vito and Ohando, three tripartite, and one member was joined together. So Ohando is the one representing them in Nigeria, where the crude oil is coming from. They deal with mainstream, downstream, and middle stream, whatever the stream, as long as they didn't sell Osun Osogbo stream to the indigenous of Igbos. And Yoruba people are here. Instead of us to be asking questions, Kilo Shele, what is the reason for this tripartite? Let Elos Investment come and tell us that they don't have any interest in what was going on with those deals. Mr. Shoyoye, in Nigerian National, is the co-founder and the managing partner of Hilos. They said he has 22 years of principal investment. Which investment? They play. So that one was set up in 2006 in preparing Tinubu after Buhari, because Tinubu knows that Emi Lokan, Awala Tetemo, Tinubu Timo, Emi Lokan, as far back as 2006. So they were just waiting. But while they were waiting, they were doing dealings with the Ohando. So let's move swiftly because of the time, because I'm going to end the program very soon. Ohando is Nigeria indigenous oil and gas company with a production output of 43,000 barrels, with about 6,800 cubic meters per day of oil equivalent, enterprise value of 520 billion naira, and a market capitalization value of 111 billion. That is why they can do party and wedding and Tesiloju. History. That is the reason why I say, don't fight Biafra or the Igbos or the Hausas. Let's just ask for the history. Kiloja Apapo is the amalgamation. Let's break it. Don't come and tell me about independence. Oh, you know, we got independent. It was not perfect. No, let's go back to the root cause of the problem. So now the root part of Ohando goes like this. Ohando earliest root can first be traced to the formation of Esso Africa in 1956. Esso Africa is a trading name for ExxonMobil. Originally, the name was primarily used by its predecessor, Standard Oil of New Jersey, after the breakup of the original Standard Oil Company in 1911. The company adopted the name Esso, to which the other standing oil companies would later object. So, since 1911, they've been managing our crude oil. So you see, Yoruba man, one defend Lagos. People where they manage your life, they know they inside Nigeria. We talked about them yesterday. They are known as oligarchy. Kí ló ń pè wọ́n? Oligarchy. Àwọn wo ló manage life gbogbo wa? Oligarchy. Oligarchy are small group of people having control of Nigeria because it's a business center. But we are here now explaining all this. But you're not going to listen because you're waiting for Pastor Gio, Tunde Bakari, Polade Farasin. The one we tell us in 1999 considers a fraud, only for him to say, let's go and vote again. And many of them like that. So those managing our affairs on our behalf are known as oligarchy. They are good at managing their affairs. Just make sure that the protests bring Oro out. Who are the people going to bring Oro out? Oligarchy. Who are the people that will bring more people to come and kill you? Oligarchy. Who are the people that kill you during the NSAS? Oligarchy. Who are the people that have been killing Yoruba people? Oligarchy. They are not Igbos, idiot. They are not Igbos. They are our people colluding with the oligarch. Not that the Igbos are not included as well, but the majority of them are Yorubas. Because Odaleniwa, Alabosi. But some of you are also enjoying part of it. So you will be one of those that doesn't like this kind of program. Koiki, stop talking like that. Talking like Omalata. No go better for your papa. I've ate. O ikumi bai. O miniki ma fi digest bai. Pure water. Ìyá máa jẹ gbogbo yín. Ẹ máa ka gbórí síta ní next week. Ẹ̀yin tẹ́ fẹ́ pé ẹ fẹ́ wọ́n Nàìjíríà. Àwa tá fẹ́ wọ́n Nàìjíríà náà ẹ dúró dáadáa. Ó rà pa àwọn orin jàmọ́ nìyẹn. Máa ń like àwọn orin jàmọ́ yẹn. Nígbà tí mo ṣe máa ń lọ club. Everybody go shop breakfast. We have been sold long time ago. So all this oil business going on in Nigeria, they are owned by oligarchy. Let's leave it tonight. Let's leave it this evening. If time permits, we'll come back out. If it doesn't permit, you'll see me again. It could be around midnight. But for now, let me go and spend time with the family downstairs. Don't put sentiment with the pro-Wahala of Nigeria. Let the people looking for end bad governance be looking for it. They're not going to get it, but they'll help us to bring Nigeria to its knees, because they are not going to listen to us all. Tinubu is not older than Babakitoye, but he's a very stupid man, selfish bastard. Yet, we're talking about the future of our people. If they take the government from him, it just means that the end of Nigeria is here. Let me say to all you bastard military general, if you not like, 1 minute. Let me, before I do that, because general soro, anyhow. So let me first play this and prepare you for what I'm going to say to the generals. We love them, but I will send a message to you in a minute. So before that, listen to this while I get that out. Play for you. Of excess code and all kinds of Nisuru, you're going too fast. Oh yeah.
Been sick of this problem. I have been sick of this controversy over living wage or minimum wage. And I believe that something is seriously wrong with the heads of many of our leaders. How can anyone who earns 200,000, 300,000, 400,000, 500,000, not to talk of people who earn 1 million, 2 million, how can they go to sleep in good conscience every day? How can they go to sleep in good conscience and come out to sit down in a boardroom to discuss the sustainability or otherwise of paying 60,000 to the poorest of workers? How can we go to bed and sleep, all those who belong to the elite, who earn 2, 3, 4, 500,000, 1 million? How can you go to sleep in good conscience, I say, if you still have any conscience? How can you go to sleep in good conscience and come out to be debating? I hear people on TV, I watch people on TV, experts, economic experts, corporate executives, government officials, who are taking home more than $1 million in a month. And they are there arguing that 60,000 or over will destroy the economy. It's not sustainable. How wicked! You give 60,000 to a poor worker, for a poor worker who may have a family of 2 or 3 or 4, for his feeding, for his accommodation, for his house rent, for his medical care, for his children's school fees. How wicked! How blind! How can we do that? And we think that God will bless our country? We think that it is by bringing a new national anthem for God to bless our country? How can you commit this crime against humanity? For me, this is a crime against humanity. Because the poor people who cannot afford to buy gari, I'm not saying they will buy that they are to buy sardino. I'm saying buy gari, poor people who cannot buy gari. I'm not talking of meat or fish. Poor people are dying because they have no money to cure malaria. How can you go to sleep in good conscience? Those of us who belong to the elite, how can we go to sleep with good conscience and we are debating and we are discussing and we vote 500 million naira to meet and debate about paying 60,000 to the poor?
They are born bastard.
My dear friends, I see this as a new form of apartheid. Nigeria is one of the most unequal societies in the entire world.
Okay.
A society where it's like the animal farm.
Okay.
A society where we have conspicuously rich people, people who are living in conspicuous consumption, and others who are in deplorable, dehumanizing poverty. If you have somebody in this country that takes home 1 million naira, I mean 1 million, I'm not talking of 30 million naira, 1 million naira in the month, and he can open his mouth to be part of a discussion about the poor getting 60,000 naira. I say anyone who earns up to 1 million naira in the month should keep his or her mouth shut when he hears them debating about taking 60,000 for the poor. More than 60 years after independence, we are running an apartheid society. This time it's not racial apartheid, it's economic apartheid. We are running an apartheid society of people of conspicuous consumption, flying in private jets around at government expense. People who are riding 4, 5, 6, 7 SUVs with pilot vehicles, chasing the poor out of the road. And poor people, you are debating, you are discussing, you are over 60,000.
And these poor people wants to come out. I want to come out, Jade. Are we sick people? So the same poor people are now saying that we are coming out. But we told them that end bad governance cannot solve this problem. But let them help us to kickstart the crisis that everybody has been waiting for. There must be a spark. I pray they'll come out next week. Wherever they want to come out, including your Lagos. But it's okay.
Well, you insult the...
If you like, call me Omoyibo. That's your own father, not mine.
By saying 30,000, and later you say 48,000, and now you say 60,000, and you pay more than 60,000, you come out with 62,000. You insult poor Nigerians. I say there is hardly any society I know that is as divided as the Nigerian society. And a society that is so divided is just sitting on a keg of gunpowder.
Wait. Don't go too far. Don't go too far. Kila Solano, Nigeria is sitting on what? Ebangbon's okay. Nigeria is sitting on what? Am I the only one saying it? Oh, because I have changed to my military outfit. I just want to pass a message to the military. If you like, when the protest starts, kill many Nigerians. They will do what needs to be done for them. If you like, decide to chase Tinubu out, you will not control Yoruba land. What I will say to Oloye Igboho and Babakitoye is not for social media. But I will be part of the person that will come and make announcements here or probably in Yoruba land. This one is not that time. That time where now they do, we have taken over. You cannot take over Yoruba land. This generation will go fight arm to the last man standing. That is why I go dressed like this, so that you can see me. Because military to military, will they respect each other? So make una respect yourself. Make una respect una self. Make una respect una self, because no coup must happen in Yoruba land. It can happen in the north. It can happen in the southeast. It can happen in the middle belt. But we will not allow any military coup inside Yoruba territory. Aje. No. Aje. Ani allow. But we are not going to say what we're going to do. I'll be stupid to be telling you. I am just saying to you, as khaki to khaki boys. Because we be all khaki. The thing where you not go do, not told we go do as well. Aje. Gbogbo tẹ́ bá fẹ́ ṣe pátá, làwa náà máa ṣe. Gbogbo tó bá wù yín tẹ́ fẹ́ ṣe with this khaki, làwa náà máa ṣe. That one I can assure you. That one I can assure you. So ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá mọ àwọn general tó náà plan a coup with this protest. Let the protest just flow. Let blood flow. Let woman cry. Let man cry. Let crisis happen. We come on the round table. We share it. Everybody go their separate ways. The one way don't damage their brain, where they cut their leg, we bring them to Yoruba land. We start treating them. 40,000 people were killed by the monster Israel. And yet today, the world looks away. So anything, Mukia me abose de Murila Tenkon, Rachel, Eshegonima. So anything we want happen, Idris Muki, anything we now want do, do with these people we want come out, shoot them, do whatever. It's just for me, it is the end of, that is what this man say. He's a man of God. He is in Nigeria. He said Nigeria is sitting on the keg of gunpowder. That powder, they won't explode them next week. And Uriba, you're not. Don't tell me, hey, Koiki, you are far away with your family. You the craze. You know how many Palestinian families they outside and they are killing their people. Yet they are protesting every weekend, and the world is still selling weapons to Israel to defend themselves. Is that not what they're saying? Defend yourself. Defend yourself. So this one will be when one oligarch, one military people, one go do anything. If you like, chase Tinubu away. We don't tell them. If you not like, chase Tinubu away. Chase Tinubu away. I want Tinubu. But one thing you will not do is we will not give room for military administration in Yoruba land. That one I can assure you it will not happen. We are now more wiser than before. Because the reason why we could not work in one unity because of all these bastard elder people that compromise along the line, especially during those coups. Contract. That is how they become very rich. Is when the military were there, many Yoruba people became very popular and rich inside their pocket alone because they were compromising others. This time around, duro. So if you're thinking that it will happen, we will not give room for that. I don't have to tell you what is going to happen, but I'm sure British can learn from what happened during the IRA. So let's finish that video and we'll wind this program down for this evening. Baba, Kile Sose, complete it for us. Only Nigeria is sitting on the keg of gun.
Poor people, you are debating, you are discussing, you are over 60,000 for the poor. You insult the poor by saying 30,000, and later you say 48,000, and now you say 60,000, and you pay more than 60,000, you come out with 62,000. You insult poor Nigerians. I say there is hardly any society I know that is as divided as the Nigerian society. And a society that is so divided is just sitting on a keg of gunpowder. I have warned here before that the revenge of the poor is at the corner.
Oh, hold on there. I love that part.
The revenge of the poor is at the corner. I am not calling for it, but it will.
Stop putting sentiment with Nigeria. The revenge of the poor is pulling out next week. Stop putting sentiment. The revenge of the poor people is coming next week. The revenge of the poor people is coming next week. So why are Yoruba people still putting sentiment to it? Is what I don't understand. What is in it for you? 10% sentiment is it? Oh, Lagos State. So only Lagos State is. So Awatawa Ogun State inko. Awatawa de Ogun State. Tọ́nà àwọn ọmọ Igbo ti fi drug, cocaine, wọ́n ti fi ba gbogbo ayé wọn jẹ́ níbẹ̀. Àbí? So ẹ̀yin wà selfish. Wọ́n ní the revenge of the poor. The revenge of the poor. I've told you. Wòlíì náà wò ti sọ fún yín.
Soon as night follows the day. Because when you so reduce people, you reduce people to this dehumanizing level. Nature does not allow a situation
Nature might jẹ gbogbo yín ní next week.
of affluence
China,
amidst a sea of poverty.
Okay.
Nature does not allow it.
Okay.
And let me warn those in the elite.
Okay.
Let me warn those in
them.
the tripartite committee of government.
Warn them.
Let me warn
them
that it is in the course of nature that when a predator continues to devour the very resources.
Hey, breaking news! Babash, oh my God! Shut up. British have just warned citizens against traveling to Nigeria amid the planned protest. If you are a British, you take the British passport, Danny. Breaking news. Mo gbọ́ sound yẹn láti ibi tó jìn bọ̀ mo feel ẹ̀ níbí báyìí. Mo kí grandma Lé Àjàyí. I'm doing next week. Pro Max, Wahala. Don't put sentiment for Tinubu. Tinubu ń ṣe ń ta lè fi sentiment sí. Ó disrespect Bàbá Akíntóyè. Bàbá kọ lẹ́tà sí bí ọmọlúàbí. Ó ní kí lẹ máa ṣe bàbá. Ẹ lọ jókòó síbì kan. Àwọn ọmọ Gen Z wá jáde. Ẹ̀yin wá ń fi sentiment sí pé ọ̀rọ̀ Lagos State. Kí lẹ jẹ lára Lagos? British ní sọ fún ẹ̀yin BRICS. Koikimedia breaking news. Ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń bọ̀ gbogbo àlà máa jẹ breakfast.
In order to have equilibrium.
Bàbá ìmọ̀nìkò máì ti sọ̀rọ̀. You are giving me headache, Pastor. I know you are telling us the truth, but it's giving me headache now. British warn citizens against traveling to Nigeria amid the protest next week. Man, no go. If you have planned any travel for now, you better go and get your money back. Britain Foreign and Commonwealth Development Office, the foreign minister is David Lammy, issued a travel advisory on Friday, yesterday, warning citizens against traveling to several parts of Nigeria, including the border with Niger Republic and the planned nationwide protest. The FCDO is responsible for advising the British nationals about the risk of traveling to different countries, helping them to make informed travel decisions. In the advisory published on the UK government website, the FCDO bases alert on the upcoming #EndBadGovernment nationwide protest set to begin in Nigeria, August 1st, 2024, which is already gaining a lot of momentum. The FCDO identifies some states in the 5 of Nigeria's 6 regions where the nationwide protest may pose risk. I have been telling you about the risk, but you are not going to believe. So believe this one. Some of those states advise citizens avoid this state and warn that if you travel, insurance could be invalidated. So if you think you have travel insurance, it won't work. Where are the states? Abia State, Delta, Bayelsa, River, Akwa Ibom State, Anambra State, Imo. I don't know why they did not mention Lagos. So why are you all worried about Lagos? Well, there's Lagos in Ebe. The FCD also warned about traveling to Niger Republic land border, which has been closed by the Nigerian authority in response to the political situation. Citizens advised to remain alert. Mo kí gbogbo ọmọ Yorùbá nílé lóko. Ọlọ́run ní fi hàn wá sílẹ̀. That is how far we can go. We all saw it coming 25 years ago. Some saw it 60 years ago. It is just how it will happen in the tenure of Tinubu. Tinubu should not have found himself in that situation. But because only a middle can, Odeti come by. So whatever will play out, let Tinubu manage it. It is not too late. Tinubu can solve all the problems. But these people are saying something before we play the anthem.
As you were saying, Olu ti sú wa, eku òkè bí eku mọ́ ẹyẹ òkè bí ẹyẹ mọ́ gàrí là ń mu sá èmi àtàwọn abí mi àlè jẹ ráìsì mọ́ ẹ̀wà náà ti wọ́n gàrí ọ̀gá ti di 1-2 ó ti sú mi orílẹ̀-èdè ti sú mi báyìí kọ́ ni wọ́n bá tẹ́lẹ̀ gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n ní ọ̀la yìí ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀fẹ́ ni wọ́n ka o ẹ̀kọ́ Awólọ́wọ̀ wọn ka àlérán máa sùkúù mọ́ ayé yín ó dáa ó ti sú wa o wọ́n bá wá nǹkan sí i àti polítì ẹ rí i pé orí mi gan ti pa ó ti sú wa o ó ti sú wa o orílẹ̀-èdè wọn bá wá nǹkan ṣe sí o ráìsì ti di gàrí ti 1-2 mo tún gbọ́ pé ráìsì ti di 80,000 àpò wọ́n bá wá nǹkan ṣe sí i táwọn bá tún abẹ́rẹ́ pọ̀ báyìí kó 580.
náà yẹn tẹ̀sí
and sorry 680 700
ó ti wà ní 100 báyìí.
kí ló dé kíláàsì àwọn akórópè
ẹ̀pọ̀n bàbá ti
gbóná
gbóná
lálẹ́ táwọn ọkọ mi wẹ̀ẹ̀tì pẹ́pẹ́ kan ọmọ lànà àní rí kankan epo náà ní pa lọ owó skul bí.
skul kẹ ẹ máa ní káwọn ọmọ máa lọ sí skul owó skul wò lẹ́ ń wá kiri kí lẹ́yìn náà tún sọ brọ́dà mi.
àtúrọ̀mọ́ pure water báyìí pé kó lọ ra pure water wa pure water ń sì ó ti di méjì báàgì méjì 500 kí ló tún ṣẹlẹ̀ èwo ló tún ṣẹlẹ̀ báyìí kí ló tún kọ pure water omi tá fi ń dáná omi tá fi ń dáná kí ló dé pé gbogbo nǹkan báyìí ìnira ti pọ̀ jù ìnira pọ̀ jù Lagos State kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ nígbà tẹ́ ń ta pure water láti inú mọ́tò méjì 500 méjì báàgì méjì 500 láti inú mọ́tò àwọn tó máa tún ta kọ́lé ló máa tà.
kí ni kàn án pẹ̀lú yẹn.
kí ló pé ìnira á pọ̀ jù ní Nàìjíríà ìnira ti pọ̀ jù àtìgbà tí Buhari ti bọ́lẹ̀ báyìí ni Buhari ti gbé lọ́ọ̀fù lọ ló ti gbé ìfẹ́ lọ kò sífẹ́ mọ́ ìnira ayé ti pọ̀ jù epo àsọ̀rọ̀ gàrí wọn àsọ̀rọ̀ gbogbo nǹkan wọn àsọ̀rọ̀ ṣé pure water omi dààmú lẹ́tún jẹ́ kó wọ́n omi jọ́sọ̀ omi tọ́lọ́run dà tó ń ṣe pé bóyá pé kíní òun lẹ́tún jẹ́ kó wọ́n níbo la ń lọ lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà níbo la ń lọ báyìí níbo la ń lọ tó bá pọ̀ ogun la máa jà tí gbogbo èyí máa fi solve tó bá pọ̀ ogun la máa jà tí gbogbo ìyà tí àwọn mẹ̀kúnnù jẹ yìí táàfì ní jẹ mọ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká kúkú jagun ẹ tó bá máa kú kó kú.
àwọn àfẹ́ à ń sọ̀rọ̀ ogun níbí báyìí ìwọ ló máa kú àwọn láìkò ogun ẹ má máa gbọ́rọ̀ ogun wá síbí báyìí platform wa kò ń ṣe fún ogun rárá láìkò ogun níbí báyìí anything ogun I like it. So thank you so much for everyone that have joined. Mr. Wasiu Taiwo, if you're new to the platform, it's entirely up to you to agree or disagree. We will all witness and see what is about to play out. As we all leave the platform this evening, Moki, brother wa Joy, any adegbadun you, Mr. Koiki, boyin bo se gbadun cigar. Thank you so much. Appreciation to many of you that have joined. Revolution is inevitable in Nigeria. We pray that there will not be too much blood, but blood will flow before we eventually exit. Shout out to my Biafra. Sorry I can't bring anybody in through the Twitter space this evening. I got to go now. It's 7 o'clock right here in London, 1 minute past exactly. We will continue to all engage. We will continue to monitor the situation on the ground. Things are changing, but before we go, let's give you how the government in exile of the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic reacted to the death of one of the Southeast Senator of the APC. As the news was breaking this morning, so many reactions were coming in, so many discussions, and I can confirm that when that news came to me, I was not shocked. And I'm not sure whether some of you were shocked, but I was not shocked. So this is how, because this person is not a Yoruba man. So if I say something now, they can say, it's because you are a Yoruba man. How you can talk like that? Blah, 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 blah. So let's make it easy. This is the time for you to put a comment out so that Mali Makinyi, so that as I'm winding down, I could love to stay longer, but let's take a short break. And I'm sure, look, you know me, I can be out again. So Simon Ekpa responded. I'm going back to his page so that we can see how he actually responded to the death of Andy Uba. So bear with me. Elizabeth, take whatever you want to take out of the program. The rest you can put it wherever you want to put it. I care less. But one thing is, the truth will prevail and Yoruba will live Biafra will go, Hausa will go, every one of us will go our separate ways. We are not one, and we can never, and we will never be one. The people who want to kill me, how far? I am Injoku. My Biafra, I don't know the meaning of Injoku, but Simon Epa posted this. The people who wants to kill me with a picture of the Andy, is it Ifan Yuba? Let me double check the name very well. Aroli Odudua, thank you so much. I was putting on the uniform because as a military man, when you talk to the military, you have to respect them and they have to respect you as well. Ifan Yuba. Oh, I'm told that the Biafrans are rejoicing about Ifan Yuba's death. Oh, they say they are even, it's true. Biafra, they drink Guinness and hey, all of Mama Jaka come and celebrate you. You see why we are saying that do good things. He say on pepper soup, one mobile lori. So 14 minutes ago, this is posted by Simon Ekpa, the government in exile, Biafra. Biafrans are celebrating the death of the criminal kidnapper, Ifeanyi Ubah, a former senator that died in London of heart attack. Some say they had a woman on him. I don't have that evidence or proof, but we know that he died in an hotel in London. Who hide under politics like others of his gangs. And we know that that's what they do. You know, they are criminals. They hide under politics while they commit many crimes before and even after the politics that they play. So politics like other of his gang to unleash mayhem on Indigo and Biafrans, including a planned attack on Finland soil, which was foiled by the Finland police because Simon Ekpa wanted to be assassinated by Andy Ifeanyi Ubah. I keep saying Andy Ifeanyi Ubah. I am very sure they are Biafrans who are ready to hijack his corpse. Oh my God. Oh, it's going down. Peter Obi say, I received a real shock this morning. The news of the death of my dear younger brother and senator representing Anambra South. Peter Obi, you no go ever be Nigeria president. If you like, go do voodoo. If you like, mobilize everybody for your protest tomorrow, next week. We care less. They say you are not the one involved. I don't care. Tinubu will not be the president after this time. He will be the last president. So you will not be the president over us. Thank you so much, Agnes. He says, God bless Yoruba people. So the reaction of Uba, is mixed match, but Simon Ekpa is saying that all of you will die. At the end, Biafra will come. He also sent a message to Hope Uzodinma is a walking corpse who live day by day with drugs. So that is about it. We told you God is working. We are working. You are working. And it is just a matter of time before everything catapult for Nigeria. If you say no go catapult, you are telling lies. So let's one more shout to appreciate every one of you. Muki, Mr. Olani, thank you so much, Ola and the rest of the Koikimedia team. They say we are now in counting days. August 1 is loading, and they say Showore is not their leader. They don't have a leader. Nobody's their leader. So yes, BOSA Awonile Yoruba is at work. I don't know whether they are at work with Andy Ifeanyi Ubah. I don't know why I'm calling Andy. Mr. Jaye TV, Eshegoni brother me. Please support Jaye TV. Follow him on the social media. Mokiwenti LOC Ìlú Ìmẹ̀kọ. Àwọn tí dúpọ̀ ní tìrì ara máa ń ta wọ́n kẹ̀ wálé àlẹ́ ara ń ta gidi gan. Ara ń ta orí ẹni tó ju tiẹ̀ tó ju ẹ̀ lọ tó lọ sí Mẹ̀kọ. Ìbí wo London lówó wà? Tó kò sí London sínú kọ́nà àpì sínú ilé ẹ̀. So Jagbajagba. Arole Oduduwa, please, any Nigerian politician you see abroad, contact our people. A máa fi àbùkù kàn wọ́n. Ẹ má tẹ̀ fa àbùkù kàn wọ́n. Àwọn onílé. Ebi Ifeanyi Ubah ló wọlé dé nísìn. Ó rọra gbádùn. Alọ́lọ́mọ ró hòtẹ́ẹ̀lì tó lọ. Hòtẹ́ẹ̀lì tó yẹ pé irú àwa kan nílé èdè síbẹ̀ gan sef. At the end of the day, bye. So, Fọlọ́n foríjì, èmi kọ́ ni máa sọ yẹn. Ẹ ṣé gan ni ìyá mi Abọ́sẹ̀dé. Wọ́n ní God bless Yoruba nation. God bless the Biafra. We are not the spokespeople for the Biafra. Let everybody go their separate ways. That is where I stand. And I hope that many of you stand in that direction as well. So we're going to take a short break. It's 7 o'clock already. Cool man. Thank you so much. We will keep strong. Mukiya Milen Konsi. Thanks so much. Paris TV. Babawa Sulaiman Turayo. Ama Uche. I've missed a lot of comments here. What's going on? Why you no go Agelu Kalele? One bastard. Just take him out. Not get time for other nonsense. Idiot. Love the Lord. You just want to be relevant. Big fool. Thank you so much. Your papa, your mama, na big fool. Is your name the love the Lord? Olori Buruku. I am already relevant, at least more relevant than your papa and your mama and all your generation. Bomb bastard. Take you out. Talutu Ambe, Tonso Jagba Jagba. We will always get them. And Olori Buruku. Thank you so much. Ekpyong. Shout out to my Calabar people, my Benue, every one of you. Babawa Motosho of Olawumi, thank you so much. Mike. Thank you so much, Mike Odge. Long life, mate. Thank you. We're doing our best. Our oil is subsidizing almost every West Africa. You're right, Mr. Ayo. Why many people are suffering. So I think I've managed to call everybody out and appreciate you. Ama Uche. No, Ifeanyi Ubaso will not rest. You see, Ama Uche say, Koiki, no, Ifeanyi Ubaso will not rest in peace. I beg, Shaman blocking, Jari, Shaman blocking, Silver Badmos. We love our Biafra on this platform. If you disrespect them, I will call you out, no matter who you are. No matter who you are. Leave them alone. If we have some of them that come here and attack us, we will curse them and we will send them packing. Ijaya, multiple gbogbo audio Idoweni Afe Ometek TV. Why are you always calling the Igbos? Arantan son here, bomb bastard. Idiot, block you out. Idiot. Go and use your platform to educate Yoruba people and then abuse Igbo on your platform. We don't abuse them on this platform. So if you're not comfortable with me and the Igbos, you have the right to move to another platform. It's a social media. It's a big platform. So about the Soro Igbo anyhow, we'll take you out. So no sentiment. Wow, if sentiment is it. So Showore, I've said the protest will start at Abuja and we look forward to as many of that. Linda London, Mofero Linda Kejimi, don't mind them, Yoruba Nation will stand. Don't mind all this Olodo, they don't understand anything. Let's focus on good listeners. Paris TV. Keke Okus. So let me go. Thank you so much to my beautiful family as well for standing and all the Jebus. Mukibubualen Conceal. Andy Uban, Ifeanyi Uba, the best of the same feather. Worry not when you mix the name. Blessed love. Thank you so much, Koman. I love the Biafra and we love you. Let everybody go their separate ways and we will be fine. Thank you so much, everyone on the Twitter space. Sorry we couldn't bring anybody in Akede. You'll be the last one. Allah Baba said, Nigeria is sitting on the keg of the gunpowder. About 5 listeners. I've secured you enough so there will not be interruption, God willing, if we have enough to keep it going. Baba Kitoye, adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín. Igbowo, adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín. Chief Imam, adúpẹ́. Ìyá Jagun. Ìyá Jagun was the woman. She's 70 plus. She was the woman next to Igbowo yesterday. 70 plus. So, ẹ̀yin ìyá wa tẹ́ jẹ́ 70 tẹ́ wà ní abroad. Then support Nigeria. Èmi ò ní lè bọ́ àgbàlagbà, but mo fẹ́ ká túrò. But I want the same age mate yín nílé. That's all I can say. I think that country, but we are working towards it. Olawale Alabi, Moki, Babawa, Bashiru now at GR1. And thanks so much for everyone that continues. And to buy tea, Ribitema Sonwo, Mewa or Mignon. It's 120 for Nigeria. It covers the whole year. And those of us abroad, it's just 10:10 wherever we are. Good night. Good morning. Good evening. Mr. Dewale Adeshoye, Teba, reach out to me. I will send you. I mean, if you're abroad, Moki Bishop Adesina, I will give you the link or colossyysdm.org. But in Teba, Nigeria, you will need the account number to put the money in. It's just 120, but we need millions of people to put money in. If you can do more, there's no problem. Eshigoni, Moki Bugbomo Yoruba, Itaso, and one Ile Agbalowo Wow. Bye for now. Thank you, all those of you on the Twitter. I appreciate as well. But 53 of us there. Thank you. Just Reason and the rest of you. Bye for now.